It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
The sound is on. And there I am. I don't know. Do I need my headphones? I don't. Yeah, I do need my headphones. I want to hear the thingies or whatever. How's everyone doing? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Late. I'm always late. Okay. I was taking a huge shit. There's no other way around it. I was pooping, and I got stuck there, and then I started Instagramming, and it was stupid. But there we have it. There we have it. Rock and roll taco. Oh, that is really funny. The way this monitor is, my chat, I can barely see the chat feed. Awesome.
Yeah, because that monitor's super zoomed in.
Super zoomed in, but there's no other way to do it. So that's what happens when you have different resolutions on your monitors. Note to self, get the same monitor on everything, and then all of your things will be the same. Good times. Rock and roll, rock and roll. So Iron Tusk is very upset because I was late. I think he's actually called my boss and is doing crazy. I don't know. I don't even know who my boss is. Inches is still big. 4 inches is still big. Yes, for sure, for sure. That's not what she said. Okay. Cool beans. I take it everyone can hear me. Maybe?
Can y'all hear me? Just
Can
in
you hear
case
Liz?
I have to moderate. Okay.
Yes. Yes and yes. Yes. Yes and yes. Okay, I definitely don't. I want to be muted on that. Okay. Cool beans. Oh, my sound alerts are off. That's one of the reasons why I can't hear crap. Okay.
What do you mean your sound alerts are off?
They were clicked on off. The eyeball was off. Ish. And stuff.
What?
All right, you guys ready to paint? Dude, I got to finish this Nurgle project. I got to leave for Tennessee on Sunday, and these have got to be done by then. So this is the project I started in December, like the middle of December, and then Christmas hit, and then COVID hit, and it was super fun, and nobody wants to listen to me talk like this for like hours. So you get to listen to my voice is kind of sexy now because of the vid. I'm one of the cool kids now. Son's 50th birthday gift. Oh, there's other chats going along now.
No. He said son's 50th birthday gift because you have taken so long to give Jordan his birthday gift that he's going to be 50 before he gets it. That's what he's saying.
So, to be fair, his Necrons are built and painted, and they look awesome. He used my PDF guide on painting Necrons. It actually worked. Surprise, surprise. If anybody wants that, if you're curious, hit up Liz, and she'll send you a copy of the PDF. But he hasn't really touched his Ultramarines because I showed him how to do it when I was there, but probably need to make a video on that or something. That would probably be a good idea. So, anyways. All right. I can't scroll in the chat. Thank God for Liz. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Also, your head says FOFO Specialty Allies.
Oh, because I didn't change that one.
It's okay. I changed the name of your stream for you.
Did you? Oh, that's
that
good.
was
Well, yeah, because it was probably still on House of X or something, or on nothing.
No, it was on FOFO Specialty Allies.
Oh. That's because that's the last. That was me going into COVID. I think I was just getting sick there. All right, so let's do this.
That was prior to COVID. That was like a month ago.
Was it? No, we did a House of X on the 28th. I was sick.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
You're welcome. Nurgle. We want Nurgle. Why is it so stinking big?
Wow.
Nothing goes out right. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's like, oh, I'm getting closer. I'm getting further away. Are you getting dizzy? Whoa.
What's
Clink.
happening?
I don't know.
Nope. The bottom of it's.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got you. I got you.
And now the, okay.
We're there.
Okay.
We're there.
Okay. Okay.
We're feeling the love. We're feeling the love joy. You know what's weird is this is like very strange. Can you actually? Oh yes, you can. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I'm just gonna make this the actual size of my little thing here.
That's what he said.
This is, I say that all the time. I'm like, hey Liz, look at the size of my little thing here, and
Oh my
she
God.
just giggles. That was more of a mocking giggle than
Jesus
anything
Christ.
else. So Liz is there. She's right there. But
Oh.
you get to look at me.
I have no makeup on. I was
That's
like, shit.
well. That's why it was like a quickie. It was like
A quickie.
bam. Oh, you know what? I can fix this one too then, huh? No, maybe.
Glad I wasn't like picking my nose or something.
That would have been glorious. Probably would have been, somebody would have clipped it. It would have gone viral, and then you would have me to thank for your famosity.
Famosity? That's
Yeah.
not a word.
It will be one of these days. I don't have any palette paper. I'll be right back. Sorry, folks.
So how's it going? You should warn her next time. Nah, it's fine. At least I had clothes on. Oh my god.
These nuts. Got him!
Got it! Oh, I came back just
Got
at the
it.
right time. Just at the right time. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Subscribe. So, did y'all see my robot, the Gilliman, the ghillie suit? I posted like a sped up version on Instagram. So the way House of X's get released, instead of just releasing them all at once, which I guess would have been exciting, they're like every 2 weeks. So we're way behind on releasing House of X episodes on our YouTube, and it's just on Miniature Monthly's YouTube. So by February, you'll have all the actual all the House of X's that I painted this guy in. So that should be pretty cool. But I did post like a sped up version on my Instagram. So that's at Art of Lovejoy, if you didn't know. Iron Tusk. I'm not sure if you're familiar with my Instagram at all, because I never see you on there, nor do I get any reels sent to me constantly by you on Instagram. So you probably want to check that out.
Because he's the best.
Because he's the best. He is the best. So this one was super fun to paint. And this is my son's birthday present. His 50th, apparently, birthday present. He is, I don't know how old he is now. He's 21, 22, something like that. He's 22, I think.
God. He is 22.
Lordy. He was born in 2000, so he's 22. That's right, because it's September. Anyways. So, yeah, funny thing. This was his birthday present. When we were out at summer, I stole it from him because I could tell he was a little bit worried about painting it. And I hadn't painted one of these yet. And I was like, that would be pretty cool. So I took it from him. I'm like, hey, listen, I will paint this up for your birthday. And then I think he even forgot I had it. I don't know. He's never even asked since I took it. It just didn't get to it. Like we were really busy. Like there was a lot of cons, let's put it that way. And didn't get it done then. And then I was like, well, it's going to be a Christmas gift. And we just see how that happened. And then, but I did get work done on it. So I was like, okay, cool. It's at least going to get finished. So it became his happy January 8th present. So, but I will be shipping this off post haste. I do like how the fire effect came out. Yeah. So next week, after I'm back from Tennessee, which I'm very excited. Liz is going to be jealous, but I'm going to Central Barbecue. That's what I'm talking about.
Very jealous.
I don't know. Is anybody out there either A, live in Tennessee, or B, been to Tennessee, like the Memphis area or whatever, and gone to Central Barbecue? Because it is the freaking bomb. That's what I'm talking about. So 2013 was the last Golden Demon before this last year's Golden Demon. But it was like the last Golden Demon for a decade. And it was in Memphis because that's where the GW hub is. And we talked to some of the locals and we're like, hey, what's the best barbecue around here? And of course they named the really popular joints like downtown Memphis and everything. And my friend was like, no. What do you guys go to? And they're like, Central Barbecue. So we went there and it was disgustingly good. In fact, I think we went there every night. So super, super good barbecue. If you're ever in the Memphis area, Central Barbecue. And they have the best jerk rub. Oh my God, their jerk rub is ridiculous. So anyways, I'm waiting for Ian to be like, just start painting. So that's what we'll do. All right, I'm gonna put my little papers down here. I gave a handy dandy guide on Instagram on how to keep your paper from rolling up, and this is exactly it. You just put bottles on the edges. Someone mentioned in their comments, they're like, we could just flip it over. And that's what I used to do. Like, that's actually what I learned. Like, so back in the day, when I first started taking my first painting classes and stuff, Jeremy Bonamont from France came out and taught a weekend course. And that's what he did. He just put the paper down. He goes, it rolls up, just flip it over and put it down, and it's fine. And it was. But I always noticed like my paint would be completely out of control for like 45 minutes or an hour. Like I couldn't get the mixtures right and I couldn't figure it out. I wasn't paying very much attention back then. And what I didn't realize was when you flip it over, there's beads of water all over your palette paper. And I didn't wipe it off or anything. I guess you could wipe it off, but like that takes too much time. Like you got to be real careful not to wipe more water onto it. And so what was happening was I'd put my paints on and inadvertently those droplets of water would end up in my paint. So I've just hydrated all my paint. And so what would happen is my paint would be way too thin to paint with. You know, it was like out of control, like I said. And so one day I realized that and I was like, oh, you know, maybe it will just relax. Like if I put some weights on the sides, it will not curl up, or it'll start curling up and it'll go back down. And that's exactly what happens. Like after like a minute, it just relaxes back down. So there you have it. You're better. Your life is much better now. I know. That's what Liz says. That's how I got Liz to date me at first. I give her my handy dandy wet palette tip. Also, I just use palette paper. Not palette paper. I use baking paper. I don't really like any of the palette paper. Like, what is it? The Exemplar wet palettes. Their palette paper I like. But quite honestly, just get baking paper. It's super cheap. You get tons of it. You can make cookies, you know, garlic bread, whatever, and you can paint with it. And it works great. And for me, it works the best at keeping my paint wet longer. It doesn't let the water through really, but it does kind of get a moisture film over it. I don't know. It's not really wet, but it's cold if to the touch, and that will keep your paint wet for a long time. The Redgrass Games wet palette, which is the one I'm using right here, I love this wet palette because it's sort of smaller. It works great for a webcam or for a palette cam. But the palette paper that they sent with me with this was the stuff that you can reuse, and I found that dried out ridiculously fast. Like my paint was constantly dried out on my palette, and at first I just thought it was the weather or whatever, but it seemed like as soon as I switched back over to regular palette paper or parchment paper, it wasn't doing that anymore. So I think there might just be something that palette paper is made to be reused. And I'm not going to wash off my palette paper. Like I just don't care. So that's not a big selling point for me. And also the fact that it dries out really quick is a huge, I don't want to use this. So that being said, I just don't use their paper. which is fine. The palettes are great. The other thing that you can do, and like here's one of the exemplar wet palettes. I don't have it on my Redgrass Games one, but on these, the sponges are pretty thin compared to like a Masterson sponge, and so like my trick is I fill the water right up to the edge of the sponge, and if it's filled up to there, not above it, obviously, because your palette paper will be flying all around, but right up to the edge, you'll get your palette will be hydrated for much longer, which is awesome. The problem is these sponges are really thin. And even though they're really dense, so they hold the water for a long time, they're thin. So there's not very much water in your palette, you know? So I think it was Eric Swinson. I was kind of bitching about it. I'm like, man, I wish their sponges were thicker. And he goes, well, I just put 2 in. I'm like, freaking brilliant. Freaking brilliant. So just put 2 palette sponges in. And you can see, actually, this is the one that came with it. This was a replacement one. It's actually a little bit thicker. So I don't know if they started making them a little bit thicker, but 2 is way better than 1. So if you want your palettes to last longer, your paint to last longer, make sure that you like double or triple the sponge on that, and I think you'll be fine. My other trick is I always let my sponge dry out at night. Like I just let it dry out. I don't try to save paint for, very long. So that's what she said. I don't try to save paint because 9 times out of 10 it's just going to mold. And we've molded a few wet palettes, including the Redgrass Games ones, which are supposed to be unmoldable. But me and Liz have gotten good at molding palettes. So that is super gross, especially if you're a brush licker. Yeah. To be fair, we went on a trip, put the palette in our case, and then didn't pull it back out because we have tons of wet palettes around the house. So we just didn't pull it out. And then like a month later, we opened up and it was just, it was gross. So anyways, good times. All right, I need to get started on this Nurgle stuff because otherwise it will never get done. So let me see here. All my paints are scattered everywhere. I love it. Hold on, let me grab the ultimate color here.
Hey, what are you doing?
Well, I've got my paints in here so tight.
That's what she said.
It is. Let's see which one this is. Nasdrag Yellow.
Okay, sorry. I
ones...
need to catch up on chat. I got sidetracked with a crazy email that I just got.
She got sidetracked.
Yeah, people don't know how to use the internet. Okay. So, let's see.
Yeah, between me talking too much and
You always
Liz
talk
not
too much.
looking.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. Brian said, I live in Tennessee, but avoid Memphis at all costs. That is...
I understand that one. It's
a bit hectic.
it's a little rough and tumble in spots,
Yeah.
so I get it.
Yeah.
But Central Barbecue is in a nice. There's one in a nicer part of town, so.
Okay, and then Grand Oracle said, when are you going to get to try oils, or have you already?
When am I going to try oils? I've done oils before, yeah, for sure. I've never so I like it, but then at the same time, it's like mineral spirits and all this stuff. It's sort of smelly, even when you get the odorless ones. I sometimes get headaches from it. So I use it. I really, really love oils for dry brushing because you can lightly dry brush oil paints on. I got paints are just falling off my rack. You can lightly dry brush oils. These are great for on dragons and stuff. Like I've been doing that whole Dark Sword Dragon series. I painted 10 of those dragons in 2 months. It was nuts. So I did utilize some oil paint dry brushing because you can kind of dry brush it on real lightly, and the oil paints are more opaque, I think, than acrylics in a lot of times, especially when they go on a little thicker. And so dry brush it on real lightly. And then anywhere where it looks kind of dry brushed or on the edges of the dry brush where you want it to fade into the other color, you can take a clean brush and just then sort of blend it in. And oh my God, it's amazing. So it works really fast. You can dry brush multiple colors on top of each other. And if you're light-handed, they don't really mix. They just keep, and then you can use your blending brush to kind of mix them together even more, like blend them together. Really amazing. I do like oil paints. It's just not in my repertoire. And also, so I'm very much like, I want to get things done. Now, I know with this Nurgle project, it seems like I don't. It's been a couple weeks, but I usually want to, like I start a project and I try to finish it. And so if I have to wait like a day or two for oils to dry, like that is really annoying to me. So I do like them. They're great for like final highlights on things. Like if you want to get something really bright, you can just literally touch the paint down, take a blending brush and blend it into the other color. And it's amazing. So, maybe one of these days we'll pull out some oils. Maybe I'll have a big project or something that I can actually show, that I can actually paint in front of people. And we'll, see what happens there. But
Okay. That color Sick Jade is amazing. How did you get it so intense?
this one,
I don't.
is that,
I think Ian is not at his desk at the moment, so maybe we'll ask that question when he gets back.
Yeah. which model are we talking about? One of the 50 that I've painted recently.
Oh, yes, that one.
This one? Okay, so this one, I started off with GW colors, but the final color I did, and the color that really makes that is right here. Pro Acryl's Bright Pale Green. So I went from like a sort of a like Nurgle greens, so like pale olive greens, and then I highlight it with this color. And so this gives it that sort of jaded look. That's what she said. Let's pull this top off. So like that's very much like a kind of a copper verdigris type color. And so also I just wanted it to be kind of like the newer GW codexes and stuff where the Nurgle is more of that color. Goodness, now I can't get this bottle back on. Holy moly. Anyways, good times. All right, so this is like where I got with just airbrushing this guy, and then we push it more towards like Nurgle dingy type stuff. So still has some of that jade sticking out. This one it shows up a little bit more depending on like the model. This one came out. It's a little bit brighter. So I still get that really pop of color, but then I get that grimy Nurgle thing. So let us start with that grimy Nurgle thing. So I'm going to do two contrast paints right now. And we are going to be looking today at the, not regular primer. Where did I put all my, oh, here they are. We are going to be looking at these transparent colors for adjusting some of our models. So like this guy, I played around with that. I actually filmed a couple little videos, tutorials with him. But getting like his pustules really, really bright and nasty looking. It's getting a little bit closer. But then also like all these pink tones and stuff, that's all transparent colors. Just kind of getting some tonal variations on the skin. So that's super, super fun and exciting and all that good stuff. Maybe if we get lucky, I'll spill another one of my contrast paint pots today. Watch.
Let's hope not.
Watch $15 go down the drain again.
Okay.
That was so awful last time.
Oh, I just realized you have a hard time hearing me because you have your headphones on.
I can hear you really well, actually.
Can
Yeah, your voice is just beautiful. I'm just kidding.
Is that what you were gonna say? Is that?
It's like nails on a chalkboard, baby. No, I can hear you perfectly because nothing else is going. Like there's no sound in my headphones. I think if there was.
Okay. My body is so sore. Okay. Whew. Grand Oracle said, I hate to admit it, but except for airbrushing, my use of acrylics is down quite a bit since I started picking up lots of paint tips from Jim Wapple. Nice thought to have more tools for the proverbial painting toolbox.
Yeah, for sure. And we absolutely love Jim.
Jim and Kathy are amazing.
Yeah. For sure. And I've watched some of his videos too, and I noticed like he paints a whole figure all at once. So it is possible to do that. And I did it on a particular figure. I was just like, let's just go punk rock and see if this is like if I can do it, because that was my biggest problem before. Like I'd get to a point and I feel like, okay, I can't go any further. Like all the tiny details I have to do after this dries. And so that, like, if you ever notice, like you get going on a project, and if something stops you, like it's like once you get going, you have that momentum and you get the artistic flow, and like it's just cracking, and then all of a sudden you have to stop and do something else, or like you do a different project. Like with this project, I started it all ready to go. I was gonna finish it off the next week, and then just boom, it didn't happen. So you kind of lose momentum on that project. And so that's what I was finding with the oils. I would lose momentum on a project. And so then I watched some of Wapple's videos, and I was seeing that he was painting pretty much the whole figure all at once. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to try that. I'm just going to go for it. And it worked. But it like, there's a lot of things that I do that like it just didn't fall into my flow of workflow. But that doesn't mean it won't, because you change all the time. There's things that don't work for me today that maybe in 2 months will totally work for me, So like, who knows, maybe next year I'll just be painting with oils. Unfortunately, none of the oil companies sponsor us, so I'm not going to get the full set of Monument oils because they don't make one. All right. Liz is giving her lovely lady noises.
Remember.
Yep.
You're welcome.
All right. Let's get started on this. So about 3 pairs of reading glasses. They're all at different magnifications. And so one of them I can see my screen. The other one I can see for doing like general work. And then the other one is for close-ups. So I gotta change out constantly. But oh my gosh, that looks so good. I almost cried when I got these glasses. I was like, I can see again. I can see. All right, so if I put some of this Nasdrag yellow on here, it's going to start turning that bluish green back into more of a greenish green. Or that is the hope, right? So I usually apply my contrast with a 2-brush blend type dealy bo bob. See that? That looks really cool. So dang cool here.
Mm-hmm.
I got to get these guys done, so this isn't going to be a full-on tutorial type thing. But if you have questions, please, for the love of God, ask them. And then I won't look at the chat, and neither will Liz, and then we'll just ignore you. No. So if we don't answer it, feel free to ask again.
The Dallas blend from P3.
Yep. I love this, the contrast paint for this main reason is it 2-brush blends like a boss. So you can get that hard edge there of the paint, and then literally just touch it and it goes away. That is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Go a little bit bigger than you want to go. Push it back or take it all off, and it just leaves a little bit of a stain. Digging it.
Grand Oracle says, sorry for all the questions. Have you tried any of Reaper's super inks? And if yes, what are your thoughts?
Yes, I love them. So I think we did. We did a House of Vex on it, and it was.
I think it's on our YouTube.
I think it actually has posted on the YouTube. It would be this figure on the thumbnail. But go find that video. Our House of X is all under the House of X. It's like not a channel, but a House of X. What is it called? A folder? I don't know. Playlist. Yeah, it's a playlist. So we have different playlists. So like this, like Miniature Monthly Paint Nights. no matter who it is, because we have Trent Dennison coming in from Australia. We've got some other painters coming in to do paint nights during the month. So all those paint nights will go into that folder. House of X is its own thing, so it goes into its own folder. But I did this pretty much entirely with those paints. I love them. They're really cool. I wish there was more colors, quite honestly. I mean, you can mix a lot of the colors, and then we also mixed in normal colors in with those, and they worked really, really well. So if you've got a set of them, definitely like start experimenting with them, because they work great. I don't know if they, like, I never really tried them out as like an actual contrast replacement, but for what they are, like doing this type of work, tinting things and all that, they worked great. And I pretty much base coated that whole model with them too. So like it wasn't so blotchy that it didn't work. So I'll just try to get this on pretty quickly.
He said, cool. I thought they mentioned where we're coming. Ian said, oh my gosh, P3 here, where, Jesus, I can't talk. P3 were the Pro Acryls 1.0. I'm assuming that was what he meant. Oracle says, now if Reaper would get in some more Vex tips, damaged my last spare and hoping for no more accidents.
Okay. You did not hear this from me.
No.
I'm not going to say a word. That's the code number. Use the tip out of this. I mean, it gives you another black thing, but this is what, when I went to Gen Con, this is what Ken gave me, because I was like, Ken, he's like, so why aren't you using your Vex here at Gen Con? I was like, I don't have a tip for it. Like, I didn't even have a tip. And he's like, gosh darn it. And so he gave me this. So it's 41-044. That will work in your Vex for the time being. I mean, obviously, if Reaper has them, get them from them. But I just don't want you not being able to use your airbrush.
Would y'all like some music playing? We can find some like
Sultry.
instrumental.
You want me to just sing?
You're almost off the screen, by the way. And it's like blurry. I'm just gonna play some music.
Alright.
Where's your Spotify?
You have to do that.
Okay. Because you don't have it set up. Boop, 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 boop. Okay.
We're doing surgery on my computer right now.
So, I think we used.
Can we do Christmas songs? No, I'm just kidding.
I need you. Can you type in non-copyright? It's already clicked where it needs to. Just type the words non-copyright. I don't want to get all up in your screen. Space copyright. Okay. So
Hype beats.
we can do that. We can do.
Uncopyright strip Twitch.
What?
Twitch stream. Or do they have non-copyright YouTube? Because YouTube's the one who always flags me when you use the non-copyrighted Twitch stuff. For whatever reason.
Well,
it doesn't matter. Just pick one. At this point.
Okay.
Turn it up all the way.
No, well,
just
you've
kidding.
already got it like up really high. So let's do
Alright.
that. I think that's
And here is it too. Well, I can barely hear it. Now I can't hear it at all.
okay. All right, talk.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure that like they
Yeah.
can still hear us over the music.
Yeah, it is.
It's
I have
not.
my thing
It's
down
not
low.
as much for you as it is for everybody
Right.
else.
I don't want it to be annoying.
Okay.
All right. Let's
Now,
motor.
That
Let's
way, when you're
motor.
not talking, it doesn't get boring.
Hey, painting's always boring. So, you know, in my classes, I talk a lot about like kicker colors and stuff, like especially the airbrush classes and, well, all the classes really. But so weathering can be a kicker color. A kicker color is just another color that doesn't belong in your color scheme. Typically, it's on the other side of the color wheel, like it's a contrasting color. But like in this case, this isn't a contrasting color, but it's just another like a different color than the green to make it more interesting. And so you can use your weathering as that kicker color. And then when you two brush blend that, you can pull your brush back around and kind of deposit some of that paint into some of the little pustules and oracles or whatever the heck they're called.
I think you only said oracles because Grand Oracle's in there. I'm gonna go pee up here. I told them not to let you burn the house down.
All right. Don't let me burn the house down, you guys. Probably would not be good for anything, anyone involved. So is anyone else painting today on this fine, I think it's Friday. And if so, what are you painting? Hmm? Wipe it off. My brush kind of clean and just continue to wipe off lightly. You see how it's starting to turn green again? I love it. Now, part of me is a little bit sad that some of that blue went away, but at the same time, this is the color I actually wanted them to be. So my plan worked out perfectly. But maybe at a different date, maybe on my own Nurgle, guys, I will go with a little bit more of the bluish color. I think that would look cool. Maybe I would do these washes with more of a blue-based toned contrast, or maybe the blue transparent. All depends. Hopefully get to painting after a few more hours of my 9-to-5 programming employment. Yeah, I get it. So Friday nights used to be, back in San Diego, when I lived in San Diego, I would go over to my best friend John's house every Friday night. And it was weird, like when we would not have paint night for a few weeks for whatever reasons, like even if we were at cons together, but we couldn't do a paint night, obviously, I would find myself getting like really, really ornery, to say the least. Like I needed that. That was like my release. You know, paint night is awesome with friends. You know, like sometimes we didn't even talk about painting. You know, we'd all be painting, but you know, we had a full bar. We had all kinds of fun stuff at our paint nights. Yeah, I really, really like that. You know, the camaraderie with your buddies. And it wasn't just us guys. Like we had a lot of girls that would come. Well, not a lot of girls, but I mean, there would be anywhere from like just me and John to my friend Katie would come over. I met her at Gen Con SoCal, and she actually lived in San Diego at the time. Now she works at Reaper. But she would come over, and my buddy Sean and Kurt. So it was anywhere from 2 people to sometimes, you know, upwards of 10. And those were great times. You know, I don't really have that here in Georgia, and kind of gotten into this little gaming group. Well, it's not little; it's actually pretty big. A gaming group here in Georgia, and I'm trying to work out like if we can all get together and start doing some paint nights, because I think I really need that. Sometimes it's just getting out of the house, you know. Or if it's your house that you're doing paint night at, at least you have new faces in your house, you know. So we use some of this. This is Contrast Wildwood. Freaking gorgeous, super, super dark brown. And that will I can kind of lay that in. And I'm kind of actually even hoping that some of the Nasdrag is still wet a little bit, because that will help it stick to all the cracks and crevices. Up into
Nurgle said, hopefully get to painting after a few more hours of my 9-to-5 programming employment.
Yeah, we just talked about that.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you read it.
No, that's okay.
So. I'm not used to you reading.
So what kind of stuff do you program, Grand Oracle? Like, I mean, unless you can't talk about it or something, but like, are you doing actual, like, you're doing things for businesses, like software, or like software for big companies like Adobe or something? Or I guess there's a lot of different phases programming can be, but it feels like one of those jobs that can pay fairly well, but is like mind numbing, and you really need to decompress with some good painting afterwards. That's exactly what I would be doing.
Company is 2,100 plus.
That's what it's called, or it's 2,100 people?
I have a feeling that's how many employees. There we go.
That's a couple. Are you in Silicon Valley? He's like, yeah, I work for Facebook. Okay, I won't say anything bad.
The Art Viking? He said, hey, it's Aaron, not painting, but sculpting. Are you sculpting fun things, Daniel? That's Flying Frog Daniel, by the way.
Yeah, Flying Frogs Daniel. If you are a fan of Flying Frog and some of the really cool stuff, some of the cool miniatures there. Well, they do a lot of cool miniatures, but Daniel is the sculptor. He's the lead sculptor. I don't know if they. I think Daniel's doing everything. I like when they first started, they had Gail Gouman, they had some guys from Europe, but then Daniel was just like, hold my beer.
Yeah.
And also he was their local, so I mean that's a lot better for them, for.
He's also badass, so there's that.
And apparently, allegedly, he's friggin' badass. So.
Yeah. Grand Oracle said its number of employees, it's in Minnesota, but I'm west of Seattle. Programming macOS primarily. Gotcha. He said, yeah. Daniel said, yeah. It's still just me. You're welcome, Daniel.
I had we're going to be featuring one of Daniel's models on Miniature Monthly, actually selling the prints, and Daniel gets a cut of that. I haven't done it just yet because I was sick most of December, and things got delayed a little bit, but that's going to be coming out. But so I had a business meeting with Daniel, and he rocked that business meeting in his robe, and that was awesome. I loved it. I was like, dude, I love this. I knew I loved this guy for a reason. I'm like, where's my robe?
Own a robe.
I probably don't. I could have stolen Taylor's or yours.
Yeah, mine's nice and purple. It's really silky smooth too. You look great. He said you gotta be comfy.
Mm-hmm.
Comfort is important for sure.
We have a friend. I think you're starting to see the culture change a little bit. It's like, you want to be professional, but at the same time, like the new professionals are comfortable in their own skin. They're comfortable in what they wear and everything. So we have a friend who he works with the Fortune 500 companies all the time. He'll friggin' show up in a D&D shirt for like a multi-million-dollar consultation. The thing is, though, he friggin' does his job. He's like legit, like super good at what he does. And so, it's one thing to show up like that and then, you're just not, you're lazy or something, or, you're not good at what you said you were good at or whatever. But like when these guys, I love that they can just be casual, but still bring the heat, I think we still have a pretty good pop of color there. This one got darker, but there's other things going on. Like most of the blue disappears because he's got a huge mouth on his chest. So sometimes the sculpt works against you. This can not only be like my shadowy dark lining, but it can also be some grit and grime maybe. All right, where are we at?
Did you know it's Friday the 13th?
I know. Yeah, everything's gonna fall apart. To hell in a handbasket is what they say.
Pretty sure we're
Already there. All right. let's start working. So we're going to pull out our transparents and our bold titanium white. Actually, I painted part of Gilliman with transparent yellow on the sword. I didn't even notice it. I guess that's a good thing. I was like, wow, his yellow is really, really thin. Yes, it was, because it was transparent. But it covered okay. Like, I don't know. It had other colors mixed in with it, but...
Oh, dogs next door, like, growling at each other.
They are. Alright, let's get this back in there. Where was that one? Oh, right here. Right here.
Solar Wind, hello.
Whoop whoop!
How's it going?
You're my boy Blue. I think that is all of those. So, let's get rolling here. Let's do some little dots here.
He said, going well, first time catching him in a monthly stream. Welcome in.
Welcome to the Thunderdome. So Solar Wind's one of my private coaching students, and now you get to see like all those things. I'm like, do this, do that. You can actually see me doing it kind of in real time, or real world applications of different techniques and stuff. I'll just go straight white. I want some of this really, really stark. Not like Stark versus Lannister Stark, but Stark. So I do have a couple of videos coming up. Actually working on these guys. One is painting the pustules. And I do it in a few different ways. As far as like the pattern goes on them. Let's go a little bit down here. So that will be coming out in a little bit on Miniature Monthly. Matt's video is dropping fairly soon here. It's all edited and ready to go. You just have to pester Liz to do it. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. She has everything. She has a plan for everything. But Matt's new video is on the skin tones. So he's doing like morning sun, like sunrise, and it's freaking amazing. So there's like one video he did with this particular model. He did like a glowing cigar, or you know the tip of the cigar is lit. That was really cool. And I actually have been employing some of those ideas into my fire, mainly the doing like a wash, kind of a glaze with like really, really transparent fluorescent yellow to start with, and then moving up to my other colors. But his sunrise series is 2 videos, and the first one he's doing his underpainting. It looks really weird, but it's fairly easy to do. And then he paints over it in this next video. He's painting the skin tones over it, and it looks friggin' amazing, just amazing. So you guys got to check that out when it drops. That's over at Miniature Monthly. So. And if you don't know about Miniature Monthly, that's our way of paying bills. Because the rest of this stuff's free. We don't make money on this stuff. We're not making any money off Twitch. You know, like it is what it is. But it's basically commissions, and then Miniature Monthly is our teaching platform, and we also do online workshops, which are really cool. So check that out if you want to help support us in any way. That'd be awesome.
I thought that I had a command set up, but I guess I don't.
Speaking of Twitch shows and stuff, Iron Tusk and I are going to be doing sort of like a commission. We're both commission painters, so we thought it'd be fun to do, like, we're gonna paint obviously and probably just talk a lot of shit and stuff. I don't know, be idiots, you know, because that's kind of what we both are. But we're gonna be talking some of the business end of the business, and I've always been very open. If you ever have a question about business or whatever, feel free to message me. And I'd be happy to talk about it. Like if you just need ideas for something or whatever. Because I don't think in our industry, I don't think we talk enough on stuff like that, and especially like pricing and everything. And you can really screw yourself over if you price wrong. And it's funny because sometimes you feel like, oh, that's way too expensive. You know, A, no one will ever pay for it, and B, I don't feel confident in asking that price. But the problem is, if you don't, you're gonna go out of business. You know, like you're going to get hurt. Your family's going to get hurt financially, like, you know, things like that. So it's really important to run your business right, you know. Doesn't mean that you won't still fail, because that happens. Sometimes life just happens, you know. So I'm all about like talking about stuff like that. So we're going to be doing a show like that. We also we both have some high profile customers. So I'm sure we have some interesting stories to tell about that too. So that should be really cool. And that will either start this month or next month. I didn't plan on getting COVID at the end of December, and that kind of put a monkey wrench in a lot of things. I went from doing my normal 4 jobs a day to basically just working on commissions and dying the rest of the time. So it is what it is, but we'll get it up and running.
Okay, Grand Oracle said, I love your airbrushing workshop, and Zach said there was an Adam Savage Mythbusters video recently about pricing while doing commissions for movie pots and stuff. Same idea, if you don't know your costs, you can really screw yourself over.
Yeah. So here's one, and I'm not going to say any names because I actually don't know the name of the guy. I was just going around. So we were working on setting up a print farm type thing and selling our own miniatures on Miniature Monthly. And they're all going to be 3D printed, and I've got some good 8K printers and everything, and so it should be pretty awesome. So I was like, well, let's see what the viability of a print farm type thing is and how we're going to run it. You know, are we going to do custom things for other people and everything? So I look at this video, and I swear, dude, this is exactly what the guy said. He goes, okay, so, you know, I started off and I just gave a price, and it was really, really low, and I realized I wasn't going to make any money at this. So I started doing research, and I'm like, okay, so he started off wrong, but he realized on the first job that he needed to raise his price. Okay, I like where this guy's going. And this is a video where it's like, supposedly like, this is how you should run a successful print shop, right? So then his next thing is, so I looked around locally, and I also looked globally, or nationally and globally, at what's the average price of getting custom printed stuff. And he goes, and I took those prices and I cut them in half, and that's how I'm successful. That's right.
Got him!
Thanks for the follow.
Got him!
You can't forget to follow us, man. So anyways, he was like, he just was like, this is the recipe for disaster. So he's taught, this guy's talking about, like, you know, I make like $40,000 a month, blah, blah, blah. He's working out of his garage. Okay. So I can guarantee you, he doesn't know how much money he's making. He's working out of his garage. That's all fine and dandy until the day his business gets too big and he moves out of the garage. I guarantee you he's not factoring in rent to his price because he didn't factor anything in. He just cut the competitor's price in half. He's not thinking about, you know, equipment breaking, you know, all that stuff, or hiring employees. So what happens when he gets bigger and he's like, we're doing fantastic. I'm making 40 grand a month. Like, this is great. I'm going to rent a warehouse because I need to. We need to move out of the garage. I'm going to rent a warehouse and I'm going to get 4 employees because this is going to go gangbusters. You're still at half the price of your competitor who has factored in all those things. Guess who's going out of business? That guy. So those are all things like we work out of our home, but I factor in what does it cost for this room? What does it cost for my garage? Like what is the rent on that? I got to pay myself rent, which is basically nothing or not nothing, but I just keep the money. But I factor that into the pricing because you really, really have to. Otherwise, you are going to get in a lot of trouble. And if you don't factor in labor, like I've talked to guys that did Kickstarters that didn't factor in their own labor, and they had to work for free for like a huge Kickstarter. That's not good. So it is very important to discuss business, I think, especially with people that, like, I guess technically we're all competition, but we're not. Like, we're all far apart. Like, there's plenty of business out there, like even in our niche hobby, there's plenty of business. So yeah, if anybody has questions on business type stuff, feel free to PM me or, whatever. I've even had people, like, I do private coaching on Miniature Monthly, and it's mostly for painting or 3D sculpting. But I have had people actually do like 1-hour private coaching sessions just for business advice. And that has been really awesome. So.
Oh, maybe doing proper business taxes. So we can't give, tax information or like
tax advice is a no-no.
Yeah.
Because you just get sued really quick. It's kind of like giving advice for the stock market. You can't do that either. But get yourself a good tax person.
Yeah. Find a good CPA locally and have them help you.
Have them help you. Find out all the things you can do to for like what you can write off.
Yeah.
Because you can write off probably more than you think you can.
Zach said, Aaron, which crypto do you recommend I invest in? Good luck.
All of them.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So the business advice is more like, pricing, how to deal with customers, how to, be professional, all that stuff. And it's really funny with miniature painting. That guy's looking pretty good, no? Yeah? Think so? Maybe a little bit? It's funny because you're a niche person, doing just this little painting somebody's toys. And you kind of expect that people are going to treat you like, okay, this guy's just doing this as like on the side. It's a hot side hustle, whatever. I mean, I do it for a living, but most people do it as a side hustle. But it's funny, people treat you just like your Amazon. Where the heck's my order? It's like it could go south really quick. So you got to be really careful. Be very professional with your emails, all that stuff. No matter how badly you want to tell a customer off, don't do it. It's just not good. But there have been clients over the year that I've just sort of like walked away from, and it didn't matter how big they were. I just knew that I was going to lose at the end, like the job was going to be bad. It was going to go bad, or they were using me or whatever. And I don't know, maybe some people do it on purpose. Maybe sometimes it's inadvertent, but at the end of the day, I got to feed my family. And really that's all that's important. Nothing else. I don't care how good of a painter you are or how bad of a painter or who you paint for. If you can't feed your family and live, it doesn't matter.
I'd be real sad if I couldn't eat.
Yeah. It'd be like Iron Tusk being like, yeah, but I paint for Critical Role. I'm cool because of that. It's like, yeah, but your wife literally hasn't eaten in a week. Like that's not cool. I know that's not the case, but that's just a good example. And I mean, when you're single, I could eat top ramen for a month straight, because I didn't charge enough, and I'm just like, well, I want to make people happy and everything, but that doesn't work for my kids, or when they were little, it definitely didn't work, they needed their cereal, they needed, actual food.
We got one kid.
We got two big little babies,
Yeah.
Um,
Aaron's one of them.
I'm one of them. I'm one of my own kids. I have
Yeah.
birthed myself. Write that down.
Oh my gosh. Okay. This has absolutely nothing to do with what we were talking about, but for 2 weeks, I have been looking for my new insurance card for my health insurance. I just found it.
Right, where'd she put it?
Right where I put it in the mess of paperwork that I need to do. Let's see. Okay, whoa, that's a lot. Okay. No, Iron Tusk, no. Great Oracle said he's not suggesting the giving of tax info, just that many garage shop ops do not deal with it at first. Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's,
That's true.
I mean, there can be a gray area there.
Then Iron Tusk said how to be on time, how to get projects done on time. Can you feed on your family?
Yeah. Sorry, babe, that deal didn't work out so well,
Okay,
so we're eating you.
Yeah. So Ian, maybe saying that your little one wouldn't get to eat, not your wife.
I would say the
'Cause
older.
Aaron would let my ass go hungry before he would let his daughter go hungry. I can promise you.
No, but I would starve before you guys starved. But then, yeah, you would be next.
Then I would be next, and then Taylor.
Yeah. But quite honestly, we're probably eating Taylor first, and then
First, we're eating Marley.
we're yes.
And then we're
The
eating-
dog's dead. Okay, the dog's just gone.
Ow.
First thing off.
Zach said, Liz, it's been a slow month. We gotta cut back on pickles. Hey, we've done really good the past 2 or 3 streams. Nobody has redeemed a pickle redeem.
Yeah, and I went out and bought
Stream.
pickles for that.
You got
But,
the zesty kind of.
Oh, that's right.
Gross.
well, whose fault is that? Mine.
You're not gonna
But
roast your kid, Iron Tusk. No, sir.
I always, when I'm petting my dog, I'm like, oh my god, you look so delicious.
Oh my God, stop. Don't
And
do
little
that,
Gabe.
Gabe.
Okay, so
No,
here's
no,
the
no,
deal.
no, no, no. Okay,
A grown
stop.
adult, the
Aaron,
meat's
stop.
tough, right?
Aaron, no.
No? Okay, well,
No.
I guess we
Like,
can't talk
literally,
about
Don't.
possibly eating children.
Oh my God. I don't want to have to deal with possibly getting banned. No, sir, little ass, whatever the hell your name is.
What happened? Oh, the price is lower than any competitor? The quality is guaranteed!
Wow.
To the best convenient order management panel! Order today!
Oh my God.
I think I could be an info salesman. Like maybe once.
Yeah. Block user.
Blocking the user.
TTFO ban.
Yep. That's how
Okay.
that's how big we've gotten here at
Bandy.
Miniature Monthly
No,
Twitch,
baby.
man. We've got
No.
they're just coming after
Anyways,
us.
okay, so
Not so much.
Zach said I'm saving up 100K for mega shots. Oh my God. At that point, you could get VIP. Solarwind said, Liz, thoughts on pickled okra? Hold on a second, Solarwind. I got you, baby.
Hold my beer. You kidding me, Solar Wind? We from the south, yo.
So, let me just say this real quick. Where's my face? Here it is. Wow, my hair is a hot fucking mess right now.
She's not even angry.
My aunt's pickled okra is the best, but this, oh, there it goes. This is delicious. Tornado season hair, yeah, pretty much. My hair is
Bomb
just a
diggity, yo.
mess right now. But I love pickled okra. Hot pickled okra is the best. Oh man.
My sister and brother-in-law and their 3 kids just recently moved to South Carolina, actually like an hour from us, and we are super excited for that. But they literally just got to their house. They are home. They're super excited. I'm like, by the way, there's a tornado coming towards you. They're like, wait, what? We haven't even watched the news. Like, we're supposed to do that? They're like, yeah, you're in the South now. Like, Luckily, nothing bad happened, but there was one near us, man. That was crazy.
That was scary. I was like trying to get the baby down, and then the baby's dad called. I was like, hey, by the way, there's a tornado 20 minutes away. I just wanted to call and let you know since you've got the baby. And I was like,
What, the baby?
We're
And she was
trying
like,
to go to
what
sleep.
baby? Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay.
So what did I do? I took the baby outside and we ran around the rain.
No, you did
I
not.
did. I did. You're welcome. I know. I'm probably getting in a lot of trouble for that, but.
Hot pickled okra. And, sweetie, I think I just need to. I will get a jar of my aunt's hot pickled okra, and I will send it to you. And then you'll be like, damn, that's some good pickled okra. The South and tornadoes have an odd relationship. It's true. Hey, Aridin, how are you doing, honey? Storm chasing baby. Oh my god. Yeah, don't let his parents know that.
I don't let them know nothing. Nothing.
Well, hopefully they're not watching.
They ain't watching.
They might be.
It could be.
Send away stalker alert. Oh my god. Oh. Not bad, just doing a little painting. Aridin, that's exciting. What are you painting? Also, why is my voice crackly? Like, not crackly, but.
So that's that's transparent yellow and transparent orange. Freaking awesome, man. These transparents are so good. So stinking good. Jason Craze. You know who that is? He made them. That's the easiest way to do it. Paint it on, wipe it off your finger.
Yep.
Those.
Not bad, just doing a little painting. Nurgle army for a friend, that's exciting. You
Hey.
and Aaron are painting
Nurgle.
together. Oops, what did I just do?
Nurgly gurgly.
I'm trying to clean up all this paperwork shit.
Mmm. Transparent's black. It's what's for dinner. Ah, of course it dripped right in my yellow. You've got to be kidding me. So monument paints are a little bit on the flowy side, a little bit on the wet side, and that's why I shook some yellow paint in the office, and it yellow went flying all over Liz's desk. That was not a good day. She was very nice about it, nicer than she should have.
I wasn't here when it happened, so
You were somewhere in the house because I was like, oh my gosh.
No,
Oh,
no,
what?
no, no. I wasn't at home. I think it was
Did I
at
message you?
Susie's or
Oh.
something. Because you sent me a picture of the paint all over your shirt.
Yeah, it was all over me, all over her. We were finding it everywhere. But yeah, so the transparents are even more wet than the regular paint. So I just I was going to pour it in, and it literally just poured out as I was going in right into my yellow. So I need more of that yellow. So let's put the yellow way over here where it's safe.
Probably a good idea.
Probably. All right.
It took it on since the guy who was going to get to do it wanted. No, Aridin, that's not enough money. You should have done. That's not enough for an army. Doing a Nurgle army for $250. No.
Mm-mm.
Bad, Aridin. Bad.
You need to talk to me about business.
Yeah.
No, the thing is, I mean,
I'm not done. Sorry. There
oh.
Slower Wind said, I heard Aaron mention a stream with him and Iron Tusk. Is that scheduled or something planned? It's something that's planned, but we don't have an exact date yet. We've got to do that this weekend.
Yeah, we gotta figure everything out.
I'm gonna meet with Iron Tusk at some point when we have a moment, so that we can schedule things.
So Ian, just putting this out there. It would be nice to get a couple, get something in January. I know January's feels like it's already over. But if you wanted to do something this month, just as like here's getting ready for next month or whatever. That would be I would be totally down for that. Yeah, Solar Wind. We've also got Trent Dennison, Andrew Buckarts, and Honey Bunny from Australia. Will hopefully be. We've got it set up. I've been talking to them for 2 months now. They've got their HUDs and everything ready to go, and they've got their big competition coming up, the really big Australian competition coming up. So they wanted to get past that, and then we're talking about doing their first show in February. But it will just be them because they're going to be like in the middle of the night. It's Australia, it's on the other side of the world. But we will have the replays and everything. So if you miss it, if you're like me, you'll probably just stay up and watch it. But if you miss it, you will definitely be able to see it later. And that will be really cool. Like Trent is an amazing painter, but just him and Andy talking. And if you watch if you go to Trent Dennison on YouTube, him and Andy a lot of times do, Trent does a lot of shows by himself, but him and Andy do a Twitch show, usually on Monday nights together. And just the banter between those guys is hilarious. Between the accents and then they're talking about killer spiders from Mars, because Australia has all these crazy animals. It's really cool. So we're excited about Trent and those guys coming in. We're talking to other people as well. This channel is going to be more than, I want it to be a lot more than just me. I want it to be one of those places where you can see a lot of different painters paint, and it's kind of be I'm envisioning something sort of like Reaper, where they have a lot of different shows, so you get different flavors. So if you just can't stand me, great, go watch Trent, it doesn't matter. And we're trying to get people that paint different things. We've got some Mech Warrior stuff. One guy who's been doing a bunch of videos, and you can find all those on our YouTube right now, or they're all posted now, is Jeff Davis. He's doing his paint-alongs. So in 2 hours, he paints an entire figure, and you can paint along with him. It's a little bit hard, I think, while it's happening live. He does them on Sundays live, but then we post the replay within a week, and you can just stop and do the part with him and everything. But Jeff is a fantastic painter. He's been teaching at ReaperCon for a long time. He does online coaching, all that stuff. And so we're really excited with sort of the direction that hopefully this channel will go in. And we're also talking to somebody else who's a big time sculptor. So who knows what will happen with that. So
we will see. Okay.
It's not Daniel, but Daniel, if you were interested,
Yeah, Daniel, if you want to stream for us.
hit a brother up. Shoot, I can't do every show because obviously I gotta live, but
We got a lot of things going on. Okay, let's see. I'm a fan of the Monument Transparents. Yes, Fox, they are great. Transparent White is my friend. Aridin said it's a friend, and so now he owes me a favor. Yeah, they owe you a huge favor. Iron Test said, yeah, I can do that. I will work with Hefe on a schedule. That's right, you will. We'll figure it out, Ian. And then Solarwind said, awesome, I'll keep an eye out. And then Zox is gonna do
that. Yes, gaming.
super cool Kingdom Death thing on our channel too.
I'm excited about that.
Me too. We've just got lots of things planned.
I think we have a really good, if you're involved in the Miniature Monthly Discord at all, and you don't even have to be a Miniature Monthly member to be in the Miniature Monthly Discord, it is there's a lot going on in there, and there's so many really enthusiastic people, and so we really we kind of want to encourage people to take action, use that excitement for your hobby and stuff, and let's do stuff. Let's make a really cool thing together, so yeah, so that's where we're at.
Can't wait for all this stuff. Sounds like it'll be fun. Absolutely. Oh my god, I just found this thing that you had created for me
Oh, for the 3D printing?
Yeah. And that I think I made and then I lost it.
I still need it.
Well, yeah, you do.
I mean, luckily, nothing's happened on that front for a little
Yeah.
bit, but...
Alright, not yet.
So I got these vat bands for my printers because the resin was too cold. And I got them, and all of a sudden the prints were like perfect. So I was like, yes. And then it got ridiculously cold. You know, we had that cold front come through. Holy cow. And I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to fight that. I just turned everything off. So I gotta get rolling again. When I get back from Tennessee, I think I'm gonna turn up the printers again, and we'll get rolling. And we also, you know, like I said, we're gonna start offering figures on Miniature Monthly. It's not gonna be like a full figure line or anything, but it's just gonna be stuff that you can get. Great stuff. Well, all of it's really cool sculpts, but also things you can practice on, you know. And so I think it'll be really good. Yeah, more plastic or resin for the pile of shame. Exactly.
Let's make. Wait. I missed something. I would be down. It's just trying to make time. That's fair. We can figure something out, Daniel. Not a problem.
Yeah,
Just make
and
your secretary Peach do it for you, sweetheart. If you only knew the amount of stuff that I do for him on a daily basis.
this is a baller, man.
I am a very tired baller. Very, very tired.
But to be fair, I do all the stuff you don't want to do. So
That's
it kind of
exactly
like
right.
we work to each other's
Exactly right.
we work to each other's pluses. Like
Yeah.
she's good at certain things, I'm good at certain things. I'm really bad at pretty much everything she's good at. So it works out.
Closet of opportunity. Yeah, that's another word for it.
Closet of opportunity. I love it.
Do you need this? I have no idea what any of this shit is. That just looks like a string of numbers and letters just randomly all over the page.
17.7 centimeters.
For why?
That's not me.
That's not very
28.5
long.
centimeters. Hall of Sky.
I'm assuming that was for your desk.
Linear guide. This is all for my desk. That's like saw terms.
Saw terms.
Sawing it off terms.
Okay. Wow, I like really fell down on my filing job over the holidays. I need to hire somebody to file things for me.
Well, to be fair, I really zombied for like a week, but you were also halfway in that zombie crowd with me. I mean, you never really got... You might have gotten COVID, but it was definitely COVID light.
It was COVID light.
I mean, I guess you could call what I had COVID light too.
Yeah, but
but it
I've
was,
also had COVID 3 times. So,
Yeah. You're like a professional at it. I told that was Clay Williams was like, I've had COVID 3 times in the last 4 months or something. And I'm like, wow, you're getting really good at COVID. He
Bless it.
thought it was kind of funny.
Closet, the other closet, some stuff under my desk, work in progress shelf, and some stuff at my apartment in addition to the house. Yeah, you just got stuff everywhere.
All right, you guys want to see my baller really close-up glasses? There we go. They're all blinged out.
Oh yeah, if y'all don't know what happened to his other glasses.
Look at my... Is it on my Instagram?
Yeah.
I think I
yeah,
posted
it's
on Instagram.
Our nephew, Hulk smashed them in like 2.7 seconds.
He picked them up and he like holds on to them. I'm just looking at him. He like grabs them on my face. He grabs them and then he just goes, Kah! And I was like, and that was the end of the
The
glasses.
best part was him just looking at it like, oh, those broke.
My first thought was like, well, I'll just glue them back together. But the way it broke perfectly to where it was like sort of a ragged edge and it just no matter how much super glue I put on, however long I waited, as soon as I tried to put them on, it would just snap again. So I was like, well, I mean, to be fair, they're from the Dollar Tree. They're $1. I bought 3 pairs of glasses. It was $4, so I guess they're not $1 anymore. They're a little bit more than $1, but that's why I get those. Go to like Walmart or something, they're almost $20. Something that your nephew's just gonna rip in half.
Yeah.
Also, there for a while I was really good at losing my glasses everywhere.
Real glasses.
Well, no, this was before I lost my real glasses. When I used to buy reader glasses at in San Diego it was called Longs or Vons, and I would buy them for like $15, and then 2 weeks later they'd be gone, and I'd be like, oh man, I got to get another pair. And then I just happened to see them in the dollar store. I'm sure they're not as good as the reading glasses you get at like Walmart or something, but hey, they work. And I can lose them and I don't feel bad. Whoop, whoop. Howdy-do. Find the rest of the black crap on this guy.
Man, I am so burpy.
Burpee the burpee.
Okay, our card cards ready to go in those cards. One goes into our car, one goes into Taylor's.
Does anyone have any good New Year's resolutions? I'll tell you mine, and I did it a couple years ago. And I have not had to do one since because it worked. Every year I'd have a New Year's resolution. I'm going to lose weight this year. I'm going to paint more miniatures. I'm going to finally win a golden demon. I'm, like all these different things. I found that every time I would make a New Year's resolution, I would, I'm not going to eat any more chocolate, I'd break it within like a month or so, or sometimes within days. And so last year I made a resolution to not make any more resolutions. And guess what? It's worked out perfectly.
Oh my god.
I've held to my...
Okay, so what are your goals for the year?
To not make any goals.
No.
I'm just going to do stuff.
No, there need to be goals. Grant Urkel said, paint more, cut down the pile of shame, 3D printing not included. That's a good one.
Yeah, you can't include 3D printing in there because that's a pile that's just going to grow. I'm actually using some 3D printed figures at Adepticon this year. Well, I've got to get permission still. I printed them before getting permission because that's how you do things. And then you get permission. I'm sure they'll say yes, though, because it's not like I'm selling them or anything, and this will also promote their brand. But I'm pretty excited about that. So it will be Reaper figures in some classes and then 3D printed figures in others.
I have goals for this year. Oh, Zoc said, I have a list of 101 things in 1,001 days via the Day Zero project. Goal setting webpage. In 2022, I got 40 things on my list of 101 complete. Hey, that's a lot of things though, Zox. That's actually really good.
Is one of them becoming a general?
Trying to think, what were my goals?
I don't know how long that takes.
Liz sounds so surprised. That's really good. Well, I mean, if I said, hey, I have 101 things that I want to do, mine would be super low because I'm a lazy human being. I'd ask who the studio is for the 3D prints, but since you have not asked yet, yeah, he won't say it. Because I won't let him. A lot of them are low-hanging fruit. Now the real work starts. You got this, Zox. I need to make an actual, like, physical list of things that are my goals for the year. So that's my first goal.
The first goal is to make a
First
goal.
goal is to make my list of goals. I know one of my goals is I want to reach 20,000 followers on Instagram this year. Right now I'm at 18,000. So, I got this.
I mean, granted, she's been working quite a while on this. I mean, what, 2 or 3 months now?
Shut up. No, since July.
I've been on Instagram for like 5 years. I got like 400 followers.
You have 28,000 or 2,800. Okay, so my goals for this year. Let's see.
I think that first goal is super attainable, like sooner than later.
Yeah. I want to get better about posting for Miniature Monthly.
Well, I think now that we're doing more stuff, that's just gonna start happening almost naturally
Yeah.
because
And then I have like health things too. Aaron, is your Discord blooping a lot?
is mine.
Yeah. Are you hearing like a lot of bloops?
No, I just heard a bloop from something, but I don't even think I have Discord open. Hold on a second.
I don't. Lots of Discord beeps coming through. What the heck? Okay, hold on.
I heard a couple of Discord beeps coming through, but I don't have Discord open.
Watch out.
Oh, is it?
Fixed it.
Don't tell me what to do.
System tray is a thing. Dude.
Not for this guy.
I just saw your message, Socks. I'm sorry. Okay. But I would have to come up with 101 things for me to do. And that's a lot.
All right, check this out. I discovered this the other day. So that's transparent red. This is transparent red with white in it. It makes the most amazing pink you've ever seen. Liz, you should be very excited about this. Are you?
What? Yes. I don't know what's happening.
The transparent red mixed with white in it makes the most amazing pink. Look at that pink. That's crazy. It is on my camera. That is like pink. That's actually the color I want these things to be. Do the same thing. Wipe it on, wipe it off. It's that one song? Wipe it on, wipe it off. Let me begin.
That 101 was a lot, but it honestly went quickly. There's fun stuff on my list, like make a giant cookie in a cast iron pan. Oh, that's cute, Socks. I mean, I could probably do things like that too. Okay, so I want to lose 35 pounds this year. That's a goal.
I gotta go back to these other ones. I didn't even think of doing that on these.
It was cute and freaking tasty. I bet it was. See you later, Ian.
Ian.
Okay, Grand Oracle said first resolution / goal is to finally face properly and organize the painted figures so I can find them for games and know properly what projects I really need to do and not just, oh pretty, I'll do those. Only to find I have enough of that historical unit already. Some were just hidden away in another box I could not find. Yeah, that's a really good goal.
You know, at the end of the day, though, if you're painting something, you're painting something. Who is it? I was talking with Andy Finley. I did a private coaching with him last night, and he was talking about how one of his hobby goals was to at least hobby for 15 minutes a day. It could be anything, including cleaning the hobby room. And he goes, it's funny because a lot of times, sometimes I do the 15 minutes, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. But he said a lot of the times, like all of a sudden a couple hours goes by and he's like, whoa, I didn't even want to hobby. You know, I just forced myself to do it. And so it's, even if you paint something that you probably shouldn't have painted, like you've already got plenty of that, at least you painted something. So it's getting in that habit of, it's kind of one of those things when you do this business for, if you do miniature painting as a career, you really got to get good at that, because if you're not painting, you're not making any money. Like nobody pays you to not paint. So, getting in a good habit of just doing something. And sometimes I'm just like, I can't work on that project. Like I can't work on these Nurgle guys today. I'm not feeling it. Work on something else, because at least you're doing something. That is exactly the color I want in these tentacles. I'm so happy. Not to make you feel bad, babe, but did I tell you that we're going to Central Barbecue?
Yes, you told me like 8 times. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was doing health insurance stuff and wasn't paying attention. See you later, Daniel. Thank you for joining us.
See you, Daniel. Have a good one.
Shaken said, I made a list as well. The intent was to make a mix of big and small, serious and fun goals. I like that. Maybe I'll just give it a try. Grand Oracle said, headache is there. There's so many to sort in a cold garage. Oh, that's the worst. That's the worst part right there is the cold garage.
Mm-hmm.
Zach said Royal Cow is a wise man, and according to the Christmas present video stream, a handsome man. Aw, he is. Where is Royal Cow? He's not in here. He's getting all kinds of nice.
He's our model friend, but he doesn't know it.
He doesn't know that he's a model. Oh my god, my back hurts so bad.
Ooh. What do you guys think? These are coming out pretty good, huh? That pink is freaking banging, man. That was exactly the color that those tentacles needed to be.
TJ Paints said, Aaron, have you found a replacement for the Treehouse synthetic brushes? Looks like Hobby Lobby isn't carrying them anymore. Somebody did. Hold on, let me find, because I think Andy actually asked about that somewhere. Hobby Tips, maybe?
Those are like the 50 centers, right? The one that we got from Wapple.
Yeah, the cheap. Oh. So Dick Blick has some. The River has some. Oh, they're all. Oh, here we go. School Specialty Store has some. That's not bad. These are cheaper, so I'm gonna link that one.
So granted, we haven't tried any of these. So if you get them and they suck.
Well, that's why I linked the cheaper of them.
Yeah, I mean either way, they're cheap brushes. Like you can use them for something. It's not like. I mean, they're usually what, $5 a bag.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're breaking the bank.
Yeah.
But if they freaking rock, let us know too, because those are really good brushes. Like really handy for a lot of different things.
So, JT, if you find, or if that doesn't work, or if you don't feel comfortable purchasing from there, you can always just look up like size 6 or size 8 hobby brush synthetic, and you should be able to find some online somewhere. I like that when filling out my like medical conditions and stuff, it asks me about every other heart issue except for a heart murmur.
Maybe those don't matter.
Apparently heart murmurs are not a thing that people worry about anymore. Back pain is a medical condition? Yeah, I have that. Because I'm 30.
So there you go.
That was a great sentence.
What do you guys think? Put it in the comments below.
If you said, sweet, I'll give it a shot, just glad I at least know where to start. No worries.
I do know I found some of those brushes at Hobby Lobby recently, but they're a different color. Hold on. I'm gonna just pull them out. I just dropped like 8 things through my legs. Crafters, the value pack. $5.99. Number 8, 12 pieces. That's not bad. So what is... That's the number on it, $23.82.95. So maybe look that up on Hobby Lobby's website. I can't tell you where I found them in the store because they have like 5 different areas where paintbrushes are. It's so ridiculous. But it was definitely not in the painters area. Oh, I lost my brush. Ah!
You're doing great.
This is why they didn't let me on Twitch for a long time. It's just. Here's the other thing. I'm getting hot because I'm like rocking this paint job. So. Gotta get rid of my sweatshirt. All right. Rumbity dum tumbly.
So, I have a question.
Yellow.
For my employment status, they don't offer self-employed as an option.
Who?
My insurance thing. I've got to fill out a questionnaire. It says employed full-time, employed part-time, unemployed, caregiver or housekeeper, student, retired, or other.
Just put retired.
I'm not retired. Rich. That'd be cool.
Are you retard?
Aaron.
That's how they say it in the South. Retired. Retard.
No, that is not how you say it.
So the big question on these Nurgle guys is, so a lot of times Nurgle have like verdigris and stuff on the copper. These are coppery things. I think I started with more of a copper color, but now I'm just highlighting with gold, so it is what it is. But my big thing is, so I was kind of thinking I wouldn't do any verdigris at all because there's already like a lot of other stuff going on. You know, a lot of other weathering, and like verdigris might just be, you know, the straw that broke the camel's back type of thing. So what do you guys think? Should I go verdigris? Or are you like me and think that it might just be a little bit too much? Or do you just not care? Like, these ain't my guys, I don't care.
Zach says, what's everyone having for Friday dinner?
We don't know.
Heather ordered pizza. And then Zoc said, ooh, I just finished a Blanton's, which is whiskey. And then we're making nachos. That sounds yummy.
Zocs, they're called nachos. Golly.
Heather said thinking the verdigris would be too much.
That's what I'm thinking too. All right.
And then Zox also said no to verdigris.
All right. So we're doing verdigris.
And
No.
then Solarwind said not sure yet. Zox meeting some folks at a bar to talk about some games, so I'll be having poor choices for dinner. That sounds perfect.
Speaking of poor choices for dinner, could you go get me one of those Modelo's?
Sure.
Mojellos?
Oh my god.
And my Coke, because I need multiple drinks at once. I can't just
And a Coke?
And a Coke. Out of the like I put one in this refrigerator. It's already open. Thank you.
Things I do.
Despite what I normally say about you, you are awesome.
What do you
I'm
normally
just
say
I'm just
about me?
kidding.
Here you go.
So Games Workshop models are kind of notorious now for being over detailed. So you got to be really careful. Like just because you can put all these cool effects on them doesn't mean you should. Sometimes you just keep it simple, and that's the best bet. I don't know what it is, but this type of music like completely works for me. This is how I drink a beer.
No, that's not. Don't deep throat it. Damn.
This type of music for miniature painting, like it like I can paint for a long time this way. Like it just there's something, you know, maybe it's a faster beat or whatever. It's just keeps me moving and grooving. So what is the craziest thing that has happened to you this week? Nothing happened to us because we were all sick. We were super boring lately. So like, just nothing exciting or crazy or funny happened. So I need to live vicariously through you. Did anyone poop in their neighbor's yard? Because I did not. But I'll give you mad props if you did. Poor choices. Yeah, any really good poor choices for 2023? 23.
Doc said no, but BRB, and I'll change my answer.
Yeah. That might take a while. They're out in the middle of nowhere. It seems like. I mean, they could be right next to people, but looks like they have a pretty big property. Unless he's in Washington, in which case, poor choices can come very quickly.
Heather said I broke another bow. It was my. What? It was my the kid I was kind of teaching. Oh, by the kid I was kind of teaching to. Poor kid. Oh no. You broke the bow on.
But what are you talking about? A bow, like a hair bow?
Oh, stop.
Bow and arrow bow?
No. Oh.
Bow staff. Yeah?
I think you say things sometimes just to get it right. You know it's gonna like.
Babe,
Grind
it
on
is
your-
like, it's like second nature now. It is so easy.
Bless it. I was driving home from DC last night, hit the first mountain pass, and literally drove into a cloud. And that's when the thunderstorm started. Oh my god. Zox, so that reminds me of when we went to Washington.
So you sped up, right? Because that's what I did.
That's essentially what happened. And so Aaron drives faster. Like a dumbass.
I figured if we're going to hit something, we're going to win.
No, that is not how that works. You slow your ass down. He did eventually slow down because I started crying. And then he felt really bad. He didn't mean to make me cry. But it happened. Okay, so I need to... Marley, do you need to go outside?
She does.
Or you just... Or you just...
Happy to see you.
Baby? Are you being a little baby?
Being a little baby.
Are you being a little baby? Look at those little paws. Is that my little baby? Is that my little baby? Oh my goodness. She's being really snuggly.
Well, we had the boy 2 days in a row. Poor Marley, she's so nervous when Gabe is over. It's like insane.
Hey, Marley, I think you have poop on your butt.
Those are freckles.
Nope, that one's not a freckle. That one's a poop. Ugh.
She's
Yeah,
such a
she
lady.
gets a bath tonight. Or she's just standing on the concrete staring at the door. Marley, go pee. Go. Wow, it's cold outside. I guess Mother Nature decided winter was a thing again.
Yeah, it's pretty cold outside.
Yes. Alright, here you chat on. You'll have to read it yourself with your eyeballs.
My eyeballs. There's nothing new. There's nothing new. Got a bunch of boring people watching us. No, I'm just kidding.
Marley, go pee. Go. Go pee. There she is. If I don't physically tell her to go pee, she will just walk around in circles in the grass and just sniff.
So the other night, I was getting ready to go to bed, so I sent her out there, and she just disappears. And I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. Like, I was tired, like... And so I walk out there, and it's pitch black outside. I think it was a full moon, so it was even darker. Because, you know, when the full moon's full, a lot of times it's, like, really dark on the ground. Like, because the light's so bright up there. Okay. So...
Sure.
She's like, I can't see her anywhere. And then all of a sudden I just see what looked like a little hunched over thing on the lawn. And you know how she spins when she poops? It got to her tail part. So her tan fur is completely black, but her tail is like really, really yellow. So I just barely see the outline. And I'm like, there she is. And I could tell by the outline what she was doing too. So
She was pooping.
she was pooping. But so then I didn't feel so bad. If she's pooping, I don't mind. But sometimes she just goes out there and roams around. And
That's what she's doing right cold
you
as hell outside.
just leave her.
Inside.
She'll bark. It is what it is.
Oh, that'll get her back in.
Wonka wonka.
Oh, we're trying. Oh, she's pooping. Okay. We're good. We're good.
Good.
Dog is pooping.
Better outside than in.
Oh, wow, there's a lot. Okay, hold on. There's that. Wait, are you talking about your pupper? Or Aaron's daughter? The dog. This is far funnier if you assist the latter. No, it was the dog. So who won? How long was it until Aaron started talking about poop? Heather, to be fair, he started the stream saying, "Sorry, I was late. I had to poop."
Yeah, it was literally. We didn't make it more than 10 seconds.
Yeah. Like, literally immediately happened.
It is what it is. What are you gonna do? It was the truth. I tell the truth. You know.
It's okay, Heather. Okay, so.
Alright.
Excuse me.
Alright.
Okay, I am so confused by this. Is this saying that I only have virtual clear? How does that make sense?
Okay, just the tones of these transparent colors are freaking amazing. Like, gorgeous. What I can't get over is the transparents actually cover really well too. Like, I don't understand that. I mean, I get it. I don't understand a lot of things, but so Heather, I think you'll appreciate this story. I mean, it's a good story either way, but so my daughter's sister, not my child, but her half sister, has 2 kids, and the little boy Bubba he's gotten in some trouble fighting in preschool, and so he really likes to just punch kids out and stuff or something. I don't know. He's a rambunctious little kid, really sweet kid, but he just has some anger management issues, maybe a little bit. So they put him into Taekwondo or something, and and so his first time there, or maybe it wasn't his first time there, but the guy had him. He was going to have him kick through a board. So he's like, "All right, I want you to be like Kia," and, you know, kick it. So he just walks up and kicks it, doesn't say a word. And the guy's like, oh, no, you're supposed to say Kia. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. And he picks up the boards and tries to put them back together like he's going to put them back down and do it again. It was like the cutest video clip ever. And then they gave him a new board and he was like, Kia! So hopefully he can get his little aggressions out and get some discipline with that, you know, because I know that a lot of the martial arts stuff, they are big on using it the correct way, you know. So hopefully that will help him a little bit. But it was just so cute seeing that video.
Heather said, I really love working with the transparent orange.
Okay, I've used on that, but I have not added any other colors to it. So I really want to see because I'm really digging. So it's funny. I used the transparent red first, but I used it just as like a filter over something and just to put red on. And I didn't like the tone of it. I don't know what happened. Now I really like the tone of it. So I don't know. Maybe I was just looking at it wrong. Like sometimes, or maybe I used it on over the wrong color. I don't know. But I never added like whites and stuff to it. Like the white to the purple, that purple is really, really dark as the transparent, but man, it vibrance up, like just explosive color. Vibrance.
That's not.
That is a word for sure. Oh, show.
Nope. Okay.
The orange with white in it is friggin' amazing. Like that would be a really good orange for fire. I've already put white in the yellow, so that just turns into like an ice yellow or something from Vallejo. But super good. I'm digging them. I really like them. One thing I also like, and I found this like, so my Chimera paints, I love the colors, but they don't airbrush very well. And I've heard multiple people say stuff about that. I know for me, like I almost wrecked a Marvel Crisis Protocol studio figure with Chimera paints, airbrushing them. And you only have one shot with that. Like it's not like you can get another model. Like it's it. But but you know, same with like Reaper paints airbrush really well. But these, I think Jason really formulated his line to work through an airbrush. Almost first and foremost. I know the white, the whole reason for him starting his paint line, he told me, was there wasn't any good white for airbrushing with. And so he went out to like all he wanted to do was make white. And he did. And now like he's got a whole line of colors. But they all work fantastically through my airbrush, you know, and I find that like 9 times out of 10 miniature paint lines work well through an airbrush, but like Chimera just doesn't for whatever reason. I've heard same thing with Scale 75. I don't know if those guys use all the same manufacturer. It's all those Spanish companies, and like I said, I really like the colors, but airbrushing is a big part of my process, and so like it kind of makes the Chimera colors I think twice about using them. I don't know about you, but I don't like thinking twice about using any paint lines that I have, you know, like.
Have you tried Scale 75 Artist Acrylics in the airbrush? Is that what you've been talking about?
Those are the thicker ones, right? The big thick tubes.
Yes.
Those ones airbrush great. So I don't get it. Like their Artist Acrylics airbrush great. But then I've heard like, I haven't really airbrushed their regular Scale 75 paints. I don't typically airbrush metallics because I just like painting those by hand. But I've heard that the Scale 75 paints have a little bit of issues when thinning them for airbrushing. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but yeah, they sent me those Artist Acrylics when they first came out, and I loved them. And I just never used them again. Kind Kind of weird how that works, but here's what it is. Have you ever done that? You have like a favorite color. This is my go-to color, and then all of a sudden you realize you haven't used it in like a year. You're like, wait a second. It's not like it got bad. I just stopped using it.
You forgot about it.
I forgot about it. It's like Toy Story and all the toys. Andy forgot about me.
Clearly surprised you remember his name was Andy.
I know so many freaking Andys now. It's starting to get confusing. In fact, Zox, you, Andy, and then so you, Andy Finley, and then Andy Lawrence should all get together and schedule your private coachings on exactly the same day.
That won't get confusing at all.
Like back to back to back. So it'd be like Andy, and then I have Andy, and then I have Andy. Just watch my head pop. I know exactly what happened. Somehow I'd forget all of your names. Need to fill up my... Where did my little sucker thing go?
Right here.
Ah! I have a little pipette that I use to put more water in my wet palette. But it disappeared. It's probably one of the many things that fell down between my legs.
Probably.
Probably. Alright. What color painted his gun? That gun's really boring. That's okay. Everything can't be cool, right?
Need some boring parts of the piece.
Yep.
I think I did a great job at putting my new screen protector on my phone all by myself.
You did a great job.
Good job, me. Congratulations. It was super, like, it was broken. Very, very broken. Okay, now I can look at chat again. That would be too much awesome for the universe to handle. Pretty much. Work with an Aaron, 2 Johns, and 3 Kyles. I'm starting to just use the last names. That's usually how that starts working out. My brain is already hurting just trying to think about that. My old office had 3 mics on a team out of about 10. So we just numbered them in order of appearance. Started signing emails as mic 1, mic 2, and mic 3. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
My cousin her name is also Elizabeth. And so growing up, we went by our middle names when we were together. Of course, my middle name's long, so it didn't really save anybody any time whatsoever.
It doesn't recognize you now?
Yeah, it's not recognizing my thumbprint.
Oh, maybe the light went through the other one a little bit differently or something? Or
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. It was a different brand because it was the one that I got from.
are you sure that's your phone?
What?
Are you sure that's your phone?
Well, Dave's saying is it's not your phone if it's in this case.
Oh, maybe you and Susie trade the phone. Or maybe Susie traded phones with you. You didn't realize it.
Susie has a tiny little iPhone.
Aww. Cute little iPhone.
My best friend in high school was also Heather, but we just let everyone be confused. I like that.
Whoa, he said a bad word.
What?
The song? He said a really bad word.
Maybe I can't hear anything. I don't have the music on. You can hit next if you.
I'm just kidding. I was joking around.
Oh my god, it's not letting me add my fingerprints now. Are you kidding me?
You have to do a hard reset. Keeping it real. Hard reset. Alright. Let's get another color in here. Let's do a kicker. I like that.
Okay, well, I have one fingerprint. Whatever.
a little bit of an idea.
Scary.
It is scary. I've got a teeny tiny idea. I'm just shaking random colors. That's cool.
See you later, Grand Oracle. Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. Keep it real. Okay, maybe I didn't bring that color over.
Yeah, exactly, Airden. We're doomed. Aaron's got an idea.
I don't know where that color is. Blue! Where are you? Dark neutral gray. Oh yeah, here we go. Blue. We gotta do our little test. Put some white. Oh, that blue is fantastic. Oh, yes. Green. Where's Gabe when I need someone to shake my paints?
Right? A little paint shaker.
He's my little paint shaker. That kid is a paint shaking fool. Let me tell you. Yeah, that green's friggin' awesome too. All right, so what would happen? Blue and green got together and formed a different color. Blue, green, white, and down. Peach, you forgot to give Aaron his meds again. You've doomed us all. Yes. That's it. That's all she wrote. Hardy har har.
Did it on purpose.
Okay, this is not verdigris. It's just we're bringing the tone of this armor bluer in the dark parts. In the nether regions. It's like put it on, wipe most of it off.
I was about to ask if that was verdigris.
So it's gonna, I mean, if you visually, if you look at it and you're like, oh, that's verdigris. Okay, that's fine. It can be verdigris. But it's not going to have any of the lighter colors of verdigris. It's basically just a darker bluish teal to go into my shadows. It maybe gives the idea that there's a little bit of verdigris going on, but it's just changes up that armor a little bit. And I like that. Also brings a cool color in to the mix. together.
Not saying that, like, it's almost time to eat or anything.
I don't know what you're talking about. Ugh. So this is one of the reasons that I just learned to use these caps. If you go to my Instagram and look at my video that I posted about these, it's kind of funny, but like all the dried paint just sticks up on top of the cap. It's in all this crusty paint, and it's like super thin. So like this will flake off and then go onto my wet palette, and then I've got crusty paint.
Or if you're OCD like me, you wipe that off.
Yeah, but it doesn't. Yeah, you can wipe it off, but it's not as easy as like, okay, so again, okay, so now I'm going to spend the next 5 minutes wiping the top of this paint pot off. And it just gets everywhere. So anyways, I'm just saying, that's why I decided to just, look, I just dropped a whole bunch of paint flakes and then, oi! Oh, there my thing went. I found my little sucker thing. Wow. Pipette.
Yeah. Yeah, don't call it a sucker thing.
It's a little sucker thing. So we'll just bring a little bit of texture back into the armor up here. Bump, 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 bump.
True story, Zach. Still better than Games Workshop pots.
Yeah. I think the key is I didn't like the pots. I found a solution, which meant I changed, and we're all better for it. So. Got so many colors open on my palette. I'm starting to forget where I put stuff. So I put a little bit of that pale green in there into my neutral gray mix, and it just shows up better because it's got a little bit of saturation in it. It's got saturated color, so it's a little bit cooler. It makes the neutral gray look a little bit warmer, and that warm to cool shows up next to each other better. So just a little trick instead of just keep adding white, because sometimes that doesn't work. It's being like super light on my brush pressure, and then being willing to hit things over and over again until the paint actually comes off. So Zox, I know you and Kimberly picked up Kimberly picked up a bunch of Pro Acryl paints at Gen Con, and I don't know if you guys picked up any more at ReaperCon, but what do you think of them? Have you had a chance to use them at all, or are you like us and pick stuff up at cons and then never open it? Inquiring minds want to know.
Maybe a bit of that.
Sweet. It's always tough, especially if you get new paint like mid-project of other projects, and you're already using another brand of paint. And you're like, I'm comfortable with these paints. I don't want to switch right now. Like, and then by the time you get done, you forget that you have those new paints and you don't use them in the next project, and it just goes on and on.
He said, but honestly, they're my kit bag for my remote setup in DC. With that Monument core set augmented with some Reaper go-tos and AP washers.
Nice. You have any are there any good game stores around you, Zox? Have you had a chance to explore it all, or are you just kind of like, it's all work, all school, no play?
I used Monument Reds and Reaper Tills in the Minish Monthly Masters Retreat.
Nice.
His
Yeah, the Poke Tool.
yeah, well, not often.
Yeah. When in doubt, enter Poke Tool. That's what we
Seen
got.
2 shops on Google Maps, but honestly forgot to go check them out. It happens.
This is usually part of about the point in the paint session where I just disappear into my own head, but I'll try to keep looking at chat.
He said, I do like Monument, just not their bottles. They're a bit more flowy than Evening Reaper, but the pigment is strong. Yeah, the pigment is insane.
Yeah. It's like anything else. You kind of got to get used to it. Like anything else, you know. But I think once you start getting the flow, so to speak.
I don't thin, just onto a wet palette and away we go.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely go with my whole mantra of not thinning paints either. Like
Gold Pyroll Red is my favorite fire truck red. Solar Wind said it's so good.
yeah, that color is so good. And so this is the other color. No, it's not exciting. It's just blue. This color mixed with like white is the most vibrant blue you can possibly get. Like it's amazing. That's what this guy is. It's just freaking an amazing bright color. I love it. So much. So much. So that's the one really cool thing is a lot of Jason's colors. He mixes very, very bold. You know, I mean, obviously there's some desaturated stuff in his line, but I think it's much easier to desaturate a color, or me to desaturate a color, than me to make a color more saturated. Like, so I'd rather it be up front, very, very saturated. Get all these tiny little scratches and crap. I think Chris is getting a much higher level paint job than he paid for. But Chris is my good buddy from way back when. You know? Also, these are my babies. Nurgle, I'm down. I love Nurgle.
That blue and their ochre.
Yeah, so the ochre I didn't like at first, but it's growing on me. Like sometimes you gotta live in the paint a little bit to get used to it. But now I'm starting to find it's not. I don't know how to say it. Here's their ochre. It's a good like neutral ochre, I think. I don't know. Maybe I've just been playing a lot. Like I have that ochre that I got from
It's a
AK.
little more mustard yellow than
Yeah, it almost needs a little bit more orange or red or a little bit of green in it or something to just kind of give it like a little bit different color. Not to say you can't just put that in yourself, but I've been playing with it lately. Actually did a video on filmed a video. I still gotta edit it on painting bone with ochre. So I kind of want to do a whole series on the many things you can do with ochre, because that's a color I never would have thought of using before. And then when I discovered how awesome it is, started with N&M Gold. We all know ochre is a great base color for N&M Gold, but it also makes ropes, it makes rocks, it makes all kinds of different things. White clothing.
Fox said, but to get a good dried grass color base coat with that, give it a quick wash, dry brush with a pale yellow or ivory and done. Mouth got admit that I drove myself crazy looking for Monument Core Set Black, only to realize they call it coal black. I went through the bag about 8 times looking for just black.
Especially when P3's coal black is a blue black. I did the exact same thing. I'm like, so where's the black? I think actually I wasn't even looking for the black. I was looking for a coal black color, and I'm like, sweet. Put it on my palette, I'm like, wow, that's really dark coal black. And then I put it on my model, and I'm like, that's black.
Reaper's coal black is a neutral dark gray.
Yeah, Reaper's, the equivalent for Reaper coal black is actually, I think, called Ram black or something. They made it for, I mean, it basically looked just like coal black, but they made it for their, what is their mech series? Their Cav.
Solarwind said these guys look extremely cool, but make me happy to be painting Necrons. That's fair.
Yeah, there's a lot to these guys. I'm glad I'm not doing it. I mean, I would love to do a Nurgle army, but I'm glad I'm not doing a Nurgle army right now. Well, they definitely wouldn't get as much of this detail. Like it would mostly be like wash and done type things. But like I said, there's only a couple of these guys. It's one of my good buddies from back in the day. He works for Games Workshop, so I want him to go to work and have all his buddies be jealous of his toys. I told him, if anybody asks, you tell him that I charged 3 times what I charged you. I'm not doing this level again for this price, but I'm still doing pretty decent on time-wise, though, so that's good. I actually would love to get back to painting my Necrons. I was doing a bunch of Necron terrain, too, sculpting it in Blender, and I kind of just... life got busy. What color should I do the plasma gun? Probably green, because I got like purple shades right here. I would say magenta for chaos, especially against the green, but he's already got magenta tentacles right there, so that's not very fun.
Monument brushes. So Zox wants to talk about monument brushes, and then Solarwind said, how big of a Nurgle army is the commission?
It's this big. That sounds funny. Okay, so like I don't know if you remember the game Blackstone Fortress. They just discontinued it. Like I was like, I'm gonna get this set. These guys are really cool. So this set is these dudes right here, and then also the squad of what are these, Poxwalkers or whatever. So I've got one of them to paint pretty much completely yet, but the rest of them are pretty close to being done. So I wanted to have like sort of fleshy that goes down into more greener flesh. So just they're disgusting. So that's it. That's the box set. It was an expansion for Blackstone Fortress, and you can't get them no more. So, super bummer. Probably good for all of our wallets.
And then he said, Zox, I'd like to hear your opinion on monument brushes. I like their synthetics, but I haven't tried their weasels. Zox said they're too long. That's not what she said. I never thought I'd be picky about brushes, but I prefer the body length of a Winsor Newton S7 or Raphael 84.
So that is I have the same opinion, especially on the bigger brushes, like the size 2s or 3s or whatever. Not so much on. So Sam Lynn's got a brush that was like a size 6 or 8, but it's friggin' huge. Sam Lynn's got a big brush, like big, real big. So anyways, but I even talked to Jason about that. I was like, your bigger brushes are too floppy. Now, to be fair, I haven't tried any of them recently, and I know he reformulated all their brushes. But to be fair, the small brushes, like the size, like below 1, like the 01, absolutely love it. Like for doing little detail fiddly work, and I'm pretty sure I was using the synthetic. So my main brush is a Raphael 8404. I will always love those to death. My second favorite brush is a Rubelov, which is impossible to get because they're from Russia. Those are my two favorite brushes, and then this one for my for cheapo brush. For some reason, paint manufacturers send me paint like it's going out of style. So I've got all these different paint lines, and a lot of them are really cool. So the good news about Monument, or good news for Monument, is if I'm using it a lot, it's just like, or if I really dig it, I know that I really like it if it starts ending up in all my projects. And like, it's just been on my table since I got the set open. So I really like the way they work. That's not to say that I don't have a lot of fantastic other paints. I do. And they'll probably start working their way back in because there's certain colors that I like. But I get paint and I get brushes like they're going out of style. So I've got like all these brushes. And so what's funny is like I'll start running out of a brush and I just pick up the next one. A lot of them are decent. You know, they're not a Raphael. They're not a Winsor Newton 7. They're not going to have that tip that you get from a really, really quality brush. Same with the Monument brushes. They're a little bit cheaper. I mean, obviously, you get what you pay for, right? They're a little bit cheaper, but those brushes, I found that I was using his little detail brushes all the time. And I was doing that to make it so I didn't wreck my really good brush. Like they were getting the majority of the work done on a model, and then especially like finer details. And then when I wanted really fine details, I wanted to get really precise, I would just switch to my better brush. But that was starting to be only for like really good, like high-end paint jobs, you know? So the Monument brushes are like, especially for me, the smaller ones are friggin' fantastic. Like they hold up like for a good clip, you know, they're nice. So is Modelo. This episode of Minutes Monthly Twitch brought to you by Modelo. No. Modelo. So good going down. It looks like Nasdrag yellow. That's why I like it. That's one of my favorite colors.
Is it raining?
Is it? No. I think you're raining in your head. If it's raining outside.
I think it's just the heater. Maybe the heater cut on?
Probably.
I don't know. It just sounded like something went. What the heck was that?
You never know around here. Like it rains all the time, I feel like.
I know. Well, it doesn't.
Like it doesn't surprise me anymore at all. Like it could be sunny during the day and then Taylor will come home and she's like, oh my God, it's raining cats and dogs. I'm like, what? Okay.
It happens.
Okay, so what did we say about the glow? Did anybody say it? Do they care? Nobody cares? Because if nobody cares,
I don't see anything about the glow.
Okay. Let's go bright, as they say in the industry, bright ass green.
That's not what they say.
And so thus I paint white.
You do what?
I said thus I paint white. But I need to paint white before I do the
No,
green.
Solar Wind said it. Sorry, I was AFK.
It's okay. You've let us all down, Solar
Oh my
Wind.
God, stop. Last with though. Yeah.
I mean, plasma typically is green, but sometimes for bad guys, I make it a different color just because they're bad guys. But like I said before, there's already some magenta and stuff around here. That would be my next color is magenta, but I can't do magenta next to magenta stuff because it ain't going to glow on anything. And then maybe we'll make the glowy stuff in these things. I don't know if that would glow, but it's going to glow on mine. And we'll put some right in the middle here.
Said that's going to be such a cool Blackstone Forest set.
Forest set.
Fortress. I'm so tired right now. Like, I had to pull up Guild Wars to keep me awake.
That's fine.
I think it's because I'm so hungry right now.
So.
I also can't read.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Let's do this over here. Let's get this sword a little bit more further along. There's just so much crap on these models. It's like every time I turn around, there's, oh look, there's 85 more details, and like you kind of got to paint them because they look cool.
Andy Lorenz is here. Hello.
Andy!
By the way, Andy, that game that you gave us was
So much fun.
loved it. He said, yes, give me some Nurgle de Gurgle. Wake up list. Sleep is not an option. I don't know why I'm so tired. We slept late today, too. Like, I don't know. My body's just very tired, and I'm hungry. Did I mention that I'm hungry?
Mm-hmm. So Andy, I've been playing around with these monument transparent paints, and they are friggin' awesome. I think you like them.
Yeah, the game was so good. Have you tried the transparent white?
Yeah. The transparent white is so so far the couple times I've used it, like I did it once and it was perfect for what I needed it to do. I needed it to lighten, like slightly lighten a color a little bit brighter without going too white. Worked perfectly. I used it again, and I ended up just switching to white ink because I needed it to be white quicker. So, but yes, so they sent me the paints basically because I asked them about the white, and I was hoping they would just send me the white because that's all I wanted. You know, I wasn't expecting an entire line of paints. And this huge box shows up, and I'm like, what the heck? And
Solar One said, completely agree, very useful, but won't go all the way to a bright white.
Yeah, because it's transparent. I think it's meant more for like adjusting a color slightly, and having that option is super awesome because you got other options to go, full white on something, I'm kind of digging out in just that little touch of teal in the metals, but not full on. Like it's like it might be starting to corrode. Also just puts another color into the metals so they're not boring.
With the transparents, they wick onto the brush a lot more quickly than regular paint. So you gotta look at the brush before you touch the model and deposit half a gallon where you don't want it.
Yeah.
Zach said, hashtag ask me how I know. Aww.
Pray tell, Zox, how do you know? No, I just can't get over how vibrant these colors are. It's so funny because you pour them out onto your palette and they don't look very vibrant at all. You add a touch of white to them and it's like, holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I'm all about color. Like, even when I'm not being colorful.
Alex! Hello! How's it going, hun? Just watching you paint on the big screen.
On the big screen. Bruh! That's always fun. I like this teal so much. I almost want to do verdigris now. No one tell Heather. No, I think it's good right where it's at.
Alex said he's hungry. Same. Sock said, don't do it. Stay strong, man.
What do I always say? Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Yes.
No, I think just the hint of that color is perfect. And it actually looks a lot more teal when it's wet, and then it dries and it's not even close to that. So that's pretty rad. Hey, Babylicious.
That's me.
Could you go into that Augusta Discord, gaming Discord, and post a link in their painting channel? If anybody wants to come and watch me paint Nurgle.
Is that
Is there-
okay that I do that?
I'm sure. Well, if it isn't, they'll just
Ban me?
no. They post videos to painting videos. I don't see why. It's a free. It's a not tutorial, but it's a free. Like if we were advertising the Patreon or something, I get that. But it's, people post painting videos all the time. I don't see why a Twitch wouldn't be the same. But people were asking if I was if I was twerking.
Wait, did I get kicked out of it?
Mm-hmm. This is absolutely my favorite part of painting. Like when the toilet bowl starts flushing and things start coming together. Not that this should go in the toilet, but it's a metaphor for life.
What the heck? Did they kick me out?
What?
I don't see their... Oh, there it is.
I was gonna say, I don't think they would. I mean, you literally just went in there and didn't do anything, right?
Oh my god. Yeah, but I don't know. I was like, did they kick me out because I'm not like talking and stuff?
That would I feel like that would take a lot of effort for someone to figure that out, but
I don't know.
there's a lot of people in that group that
Okay,
don't talk ever.
Where am I posting
In
this?
the painting, was it
Tips?
work in progress or something? Yeah, tips.
Okay, and what am I saying?
Say Aaron's streaming on Twitch if anybody wants to go watch some Nurgle action. Some Nurgle rot action.
Okay, I posted it.
I don't expect anybody would, but you never know.
Never know. Yeah.
There's a couple guys actually painting Nurgle in there right now, which
Oh, sweet.
yeah. The one guy, the only guy who would talk to me at first, he's like the John of the group or the Bryce of the group.
Mm-hmm. I can't type. What is wrong with my hands?
I don't know.
Oh my god, my back hurts so bad. Oh my god, I completely forgot. Socks. Oh my gosh. Where's my brain? Okay, hold on. I gotta, there's three things I can't hold my hand up correctly. There's like three things I gotta do subscribe to Aaron's Only Paints for more. I love it. Nurgle looking good, yeah.
Nurgle for the win, baby.
Arburb. Hello. They said hi, Aaron.
Hey, how's it going?
Okay. I see a Nurgle Death Guard. Yeah.
No, this is an Ultramarine.
I don't know.
No, this is an Ultramarine. A little bit different.
That
Yeah.
is very much.
Nurgle is my favorite.
Look how gross it is.
It is
You
super.
put on weight then. I prefer corn. Hey, that's what Aaron used to play.
I still, well, if I ever play, that's what
I
I
was
do.
about to say. Arburb, are you in our local area? I'm trying not to fully give away like where exactly we live.
Yeah,
but
Adjustas.
the Justus area. Okay, sweet. Play with Aaron, please.
I'm just looking for a friend. I just want a friend, man. I just want one friend.
So, Arburb, I am originally from here, and I'm okay tomorrow. Actually, he might.
That could possibly work out as long as I finish this commission because I leave on Sunday morning and this has got to be done.
Yeah.
Like,
But yeah, he moved here from California, and the only friends that he has are my family, and
and then
they're not nerds.
the one guy in town, which we're actually renting his house now, moves away immediately as I move
Yeah.
out here. So my one friend I had, and then my other friend Andy, who's probably still in here, he is more in Atlanta, so it's like a little bit harder to get around there. But so then I was like, I discovered Cardboard Castle, and I was like, oh cool, I'll go down there and maybe game, maybe paint, whatever. And friggin' COVID hits. So there you have it. Like nothing happened for like years, you know? And then I just discovered the Discord. It's super awesome.
So the way that I know that you're from Augusta is because you called it Disgusta. Because that's what my dad's always called it. I was stationed in Alaska but got reassigned here.
Nice. Well, nice to meet you, man. So what games do you play? Because I just discovered there's a bunch of Marvel Crisis Protocol people here, and none of them know that I'm one of the studio painters from Marvel Crisis Protocol. So
He's just keeping it very quiet.
keep it quiet. They're all talking about like all the new figures that are coming out. I'm like, yeah, I painted that.
So he plays 40K.
40K. Okay. So back in San Diego, we only played Apocalypse. There was a huge 40K population, but like me and my buddies only played Apocalypse, so it was all huge games. And I have like 120 Corn Berserkers. Like I have like all the Corn Berserkers, and I have drop pods to drop them in and everything. Yeah, I love Corn. I love Chaos. Chaos is my big army. So I do have Necrons too, though.
I used to play Age of Sigmar, but due to toxic groups, I quit. I still paint Age of Sigmar models, but I play 40K.
Right.
I just had a huge 40,000 power level Apocalypse game. I had the whole First Legion.
Nice.
Aaron loves Apocalypse.
Yeah, so I've got 25,000 points of Chaos. In San Diego, it was like go big or go home, you know? Like it just, it was super fun. But a lot of my friends just had massive Apocalypse armies. And so like we'd have games that were like 40, 50, 60,000 points between the two sides, everything painted. Like just amazing. Like one time we had 21 Gargants on the table at once. 21. Like, those are super heavy. It's like crazy, just crazy. It was super fun, but.
Let's see. Alex said, I miss Apocalypse with Aaron. # nostalgia. Aww. Maybe, not at Adepticon. That's not going to happen.
It could, because they did have an Apocalypse game. That's the game that me and John would always play every year. It was like Apocalypse Light, but I could ask John if they're doing that again.
Okay. Well, maybe. And then
We also have to. We have to be off that night. Like this year, Adepticon, I'm teaching. So we're teaching the most classes we've ever taught. So it's only 3 days though, still, right? They gave us 1 day off, which was nice.
Yeah.
Usually the Apocalypse, I think, was on Friday night, and I don't know what time my classes are, and they're like almost all sold out. So I have 2 spots left, so it is what it is. But
we'll figure out the schedule later. Herbert said, I got 30,000 points of Dark Angels and not including Never Moss.
Nice. Okay, so friggin' on, man. Could you imagine going down to Cardboard Castle and be like, yeah, we're going to play Apocalypse. We need all your tables. I think they'd have a heart attack. I think it'd be better for, I did just discover Top Dog, and I'm digging that store. It's a little further away from us, but it's like 23 minutes down the road. Whereas Cardboard Castle is like 5 minutes.
We'll send it.
So I went in there one time and I was like, hey, is it okay if I paint in here? And the guy's like, yeah, but you just gotta, check beforehand. And, he's like giving me all like the stuff, like we have card games at night and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, can I paint right now? Like, and he's, oh yeah, go right ahead. So I don't think they knew what to do.
Instead of like Top Dog, but Cardboard Castle is better for me.
Yeah.
It's better for us too. It's also
it's much closer for sure.
Yeah. Oh, that was before you met me? Alex said Adepticon Apocalypse is where I met Aaron before I even met Liz.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we did play.
You knew Aaron before you knew me? Now I'm kind of sad.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is our Alex.
This is our Alex. Yeah.
Faux show. Yeah, I think he was running the event, right, Alex? It was kind of a hot mess, as I remember. As most events are. But,
yeah. Also, Arverb, if you ever want to do a game and y'all can't get it scheduled for...
I do have a gaming table. I just don't have any terrain.
we have a huge gaming table. We just...
I mean, there could be a reason to start painting up some terrain. That would be awesome.
I can paint them on my stream.
True. I mean, I've got a couple terrain pieces painted. Like I did a couple on House of X.
Terrain and Realm of Battleboard.
Oh, cool.
I've got terrain. I terrain.
Sweet.
You models. Okay. Perfect.
That is awesome.
Okay, Zox, I don't know if you're still here, hun. I am sending your friend the email now. I just completely spaced. Andy Loren said, good night, love. Good night, y'all. Love you dearly. Glad I could enjoy one Discord as I'm starting the new show, so I'll never have another Friday night till summer. Had to catch one Discord. Thank you, honey, for joining us.
Hey, keep me in the loop, Andy, because if we can figure out some time for me to come down and hang out with you, we'll work between the schedules.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Sounds good. Alex said I was helping the Glow crew. We're no good. That's sad.
I totally remember that. So yeah, that was. So wait, really? I met you I knew you before. Was I dating Liz then?
No.
This was like pre-everything.
So I met Alex before you and I started dating.
Okay, but Alex met me before.
Before you and I started. Or before
Oh, that's crazy.
These nuts.
That's right.
Got him. Got him.
Thanks for the follow.
So yeah, so he met you and then he met me, and then you and I started dating. A while after.
Because of Alex.
No.
No. Okay.
Okay, Herb said, so pick your poison, Aaron, Deathwing, Ravenwing, or Greenwing.
So Ravenwing is just the bikes, right? Or the speed ones. Deathwing is Terminators. Greenwing is regular guys. I don't know how to play anything anymore, so I don't know. It doesn't matter. They're all Dark Angels.
My Ravenwing is different. He also said, God damn it, Aaron.
Yeah. That is my nickname for sure. That was probably one of the best shows. He's what?
Planes.
Actually, Ravenwing would be kind of cool, I think. My best friend John had a Ravenwing army. I painted half of it. He painted, well, I painted all his land speeders. It was a nightmare. But it was a really cool army, and then one day he sold it. But it was apocalypse-sized Ravenwing. Again, my friends back in San Diego, like everything went like super big, super ridiculous. If you had an army and you were in the apocalypse group, you immediately were kind of just expected to get at least 6,000 points so we could do a small game. It was crazy. Right.
Okay.
I think I need to stop on these dudes.
Yeah, because you're gonna end up giving him like. I mean, you're already giving him more than what he paid for.
He got more than what he paid for, but it's also good content for Twitch, so yeah. It is what it is. But also, I do have to finish. Yeah. I got to finish those Poxwalkers. So.
Yeah. Okay. So let me catch up real quick. Alex said Aaron's Terminators ate all my super heavies and tanks. Right, they did. And then said, yes, I met Aaron before I started hanging in Hangouts. That's right. Okay, so Alex and I met in Hangout.
You know, I wonder if I never put that together. I never put those two and two together until like maybe a year or two later. And then we played again and it was like, oh yeah, it's, you know, Alex from Hangouts.
Yeah. Like, yeah. Thank God for Google Hangouts. Because that's how I met Alex. It's also how I met you.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Okay, so Herbert said, haha, I can easily 5 times that requirement.
Nice.
And then he said, here's an idea for the cysts. Add pallid witch flesh for super highlight. You have that?
Yeah. So that is a similar, it's like a greenish white.
Okay.
Or purplish white, I'm sorry.
Okay, gotcha. Solarman said, I'm struggling to hit 1K by February, and I've been painting this army for years now. Should be painting instead of watching. Solar Wind, you can do both. Alex said, I had no idea Aaron was an instructor. Thought he was just a chill chaos guy.
That's just some idiot.
Just some goofball.
Well, yeah, when I'm freaking playing 40K, I ain't no teacher. Like.
That's true. That's super funny.
It was nice and dark. No one recognized me. So I have a funny story. When we were back in San Diego, we'd go up to the Games Workshop, had a battle bunker. And so it was a really big store. And so they would have like a garage sale type thing. And so I go up there with John, once again, we're always together. And I'm selling stuff and I'm talking to this guy and I have a bunch of things in front of me. And then I had a couple of like maybe better painted stuff. Maybe not even that. I was just selling crap. You know, and the guy's talking to me. He's talking to me for like half an hour, and then all of a sudden he goes, "Oh my God, you're Aaron Lovejoy!" It was like the funniest, like most surreal thing because that had never happened to me before for miniature painting. You know, like get recognized by somebody.
Zach said playing 40K and no T-shirt, topless 40K. There's an event that would sell out at Adepticon. It probably would sell.
It would probably break the con.
Yeah.
Like it would go too amazing. Well, and people would take it way too far. It would just go. It would go sideways real quick.
Irwin said, "I will put
Maybe we do 1K for the first one. I got to get reacclimated to the game, basically. So probably be better smaller on the first one than bigger, because otherwise, yeah, it's just no bueno.
A mess. Yeah.
Well, it will take forever, and you'll be like, oh my god, this guy's asking like 50,000 questions, which
That's
isn't
true.
horrible, but
Yeah.
probably be better, a little bit smaller.
Alex said, plus that was how I discovered Aaron's John and sold me an Eldar model over eBay. That is hilarious, actually.
Damn, it is like a really small world. Did I paint that Eldar model? Because John painted most of his Eldar, but like I painted his Avatar of Cain, the one that got gold at Games Day, and a bunch of his vehicles.
That'd be super funny. Herbert said, I don't mind. I love teaching. Good, because he's
I don't know shit.
gonna need it. No, I did not say that.
Well, no, I don't. I know I said that. I don't know shit about 40K anymore. Like, you know, I mean, all the rules that I probably remember have probably been changed over the years. Because what is it, 9th edition now, or is it still 8th? I don't know.
Block said, are you basing these guys too?
Yeah, so these guys' bases are weird. They, if you look at Blackstone Fortress, like the GW versions, hold on, I'll show you what they look like. I'll be right. BRB.
He said 9th edition going into 10th this year.
Holy cow.
Alex said it was an Eldar Forge World flyer.
Oh, maybe I did paint it. Did it have yellow stripes on it?
That means if it did, then Alex, that means you own a
You
Aaron
have-
Lovejoy model.
You have one of my models. That one just makes it even funnier. Like, how freaking random is... So this is what their bases look like.
Marley, what's wrong?
So these are... let me push this back.
Marley's being a beat.
So this is... these are some of the Chaos dudes or whatever from the set. And they've just got these weird... There's not much to them, actually, which is really nice. So the bases won't be too hard to pop out. It is weird that they're glossy. I don't like that, but that's the way the tutorial went. That the guy, my friend Chris was like, just do it like this tutorial. And I was like, okay, cool. Got it. Got it. On it.
He said, ooh, nice. Have you ever tried OSL on those flames?
Like these ones. So I didn't do it on that other guy because he's, I don't know, that was a pretty low level paint job. So
He said yes. Alex said, if I've had a Lovejoy model this whole time, I'm doing a pickle shot. Do it, Alex. Do a pickleback for me. Actually, do you want me to do a pickleback with you?
is Alex in our Discord? He's got to post a picture of that tank because I could verify it pretty quickly.
Possibly. Yeah, I think he's in our Discord.
Or he could Facebook it to me too.
Also, I don't know how. What are our commands? I don't know. Is there like a list of commands?
So, Arburb, are you on Facebook or anything? Because like the easiest way to get a hold of me, like for game action, would be Facebook. That's, I don't know. Messenger is the one thing I
Either
read the most.
Facebook or Discord, but you have to message me because he's not going to answer Discord.
There's between Facebook messages, Instagram, and Discord, I get so freaking confused, and it's like I'm so used to just answering Facebook messages that's what I look at first, and pretty much that's it.
On here, I can give you his link to his Facebook.
Like I'm negotiating that whole thing with Trent Dennison, and I miss he'll message me on Discord, and then it's like a week, and I finally see it. I'm like, how did I miss that? kind of making things go longer than they should, but so I might be able to do tomorrow, depending on how tonight goes. But then I leave I'm going to be in Memphis for a few days, so it would be like, and then I got to check my private coaching schedule. So, but yeah, we can figure something out. I think that would be good for me because I gotta get out of the house and
You need
do
to get
some
out of the
stuff.
house.
I need new stories to tell you, Liz, because like in the 3 years I've been here, I ran out of things to talk about. You know, like I don't have any new stories. Like you're like, yeah, you
I
told
know
me.
you tell me the same stories over and over
I
again.
do.
And it's super cute. But
I'm becoming my dad on you, which is both gross and erotic at the same time.
Erotic is not the appropriate word. Please do not ever say that. Okay, he said he just sent you a message.
Okay, cool. I'll check it when I dip out of here.
Holy cow! So our paint shelves, the ones that are on the wall, are now $85. We paid like $60.
Maybe there's just like a really high demand on them, so they're like, screw it. Or maybe it's just really hard to get them. You know, if they're coming from China, it might cost more.
Yeah.
Well, shipping costs more. Period. Like period.
Yeah.
Explanation.
Yeah. Socks said, "I'm glad I'm not the only one to message Peachy to get Aaron." Yeah, you have to, because if you don't message me, he'll never see his messages.
I don't know. I feel really bad about it, but it's like it's just like for my brain, it's overwhelming. Like so many avenues.
Alex, you can post it in all the peeps. I mean, it really doesn't matter. You can post it wherever. All the peeps would probably be good. All the peeps it is. Perfect. I just read.
All right, we're just gonna go crazy horse with this. Shit is going down right now.
Downtown Julie Brown.
I'm gonna try this new color I got from AK Interactive. AK,
Do it.
so good, going down.
You said, do you want to use standard basic rules, or do you want to use the Arc of Omens detachment?
Oh, sweet Jesus. Probably standard basic at first. Like,
Yeah.
It was funny. Like, so my son got we got one of the sets in California. So we're like, okay, let's play. It was like the Indomitus set, but Indomitus Light, you know. But it had rules in it, and it didn't have the rule book though. So I'm like, oh, well, this is a great chance for both of us to learn how to play this game. Yeah, it was all like those weird rules where it's like, okay, you have a weapon skill or you only hit on a 4, you know, it didn't have any special rules, nothing. It was so vanilla. And I was like, okay, we learned absolutely nothing from playing this game. Like, so I also play a game. I don't know if you ever played it. They do sell it at Top Dog. Song of Ice and Fire, the Game of Thrones game. I've got all those models, and that one's super fun too. If you ever want to try it out, it's like a Well, it's obviously fantasy, but I think so. I didn't really like Warhammer Fantasy when it was out, and this is made all the things I didn't like about Warhammer Fantasy. Took all those things out and just made it cool. So if you ever want to play that, I would be down as well. It's not too hard to pick up either.
So I've seen that. Ooh, you gotta. What? Oh, you gotta paint Jeffrey dying at the purple wedding.
Yes. At first I thought you were going to say you got to paint Jeffrey Dahmer. I was like,
Okay.
okay, this is going kind of
Weird, but okay.
in a sideways manner, but you know.
Sure. We
I'm
watched
down.
lots of murder shows.
We've watched watched lots of Jeffrey Dahmer
movies
murder
and
shows.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have got to get one of these stores to pick up. I know that Top Dog is stopping selling Scale 75. I wonder. I hope that they're not just like we're just going to sell Games Workshop. Like if they were going to pick up a new line to replace that, that would be super cool if it was Monument. It seems like Top Dog, that would be right up their alley too, because they have all that weird, all the cool new 40K stuff, like the really big 40K stuff. So it seems like they'd pick up Monument just because they'd have go bags and like all that rad stuff. Oh, glowy, glowy. All right, it's time to airbrush. All right.
All I can think about is food right now.
Well, do you want to? I mean, you don't have to sit here. You could go do things like that. You want to order something?
I mean, we can order something if you'd rather.
So we can eat that chicken tomorrow.
Get 5 Guys. Hell yeah. I had 5 Guys all by myself that one night.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I did. Okay, so, should I don't know, what do you want for dinner?
I'm not hungry for anything in particular, so what are you hungry for dinner?
I have absolutely
We
no
could do a
idea.
poll.
We could do a poll. That's true.
Twitch Nation.
And I also have to find out from Taylor.
I forgot about Taylor. Taylor.
Not gonna tell her that you said that.
Well, no, she's just been gone with the dog thing. I know she came back last night, but I'm kind of like.
No, she hasn't been dog sitting. She was staying with her friend.
Well, yeah, but she was yeah, but there were dogs involved, so.
Oh my god, they have dogs.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a ramen place? Like a good ramen place?
I don't know. Let's ask Arbler.
Arbor, do you know if there's a ramen place?
All right, so this was like an epic 8-hour session, and I don't want to upload an 8-hour video to YouTube, so I'm just splitting it in half. So if you want to watch the rest, you've already made it this far. Just jump on over and watch the 3rd episode of this Nurgle Rot Paint Jam. Okay? All right. Talk to you guys later. Hey, go paint something.